Alright, cool. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're going to talk about Lumineth today. A little
Heck yeah,
late, and that's my fault. I napped through the last one.
that's okay. Not that late.
Yeah, I should have set an alarm, I'm
Oh,
realizing. But you know what?
alright.
That's fine. We'll do this. And I'm sure a lot of you've seen already, but the Slaves book got leaked, too.
Oh my
Or
god.
not all of it, most of it.
Yeah, not all of it.
Yeah, we didn't see the cultists or, marauders and stuff, but we got, a lot of the allegiance abilities and a little bit of a spoiler. We're going to talk about that one next because that's the
Yes.
one that we're both a little bit more passionate about.
Than Gargants. Sorry, all you Gargant
Yeah,
lovers out there, but you'll already have your book. We can do it later.
yeah. And it's what your main army, and I think
Yes.
my favorite army that I don't own. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Except maybe Deepkin. I don't know. You really like Deepkin
yeah.
too.
I like a lot of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, the looks for me don't quite do it, but I feel like this book's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, the looks of Slaves to Darkness.
Or Lumineth rather.
Oh, Lumina. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
They need a
I
head
think
swap for me, but
I think I'm the only one in the world that actually likes the cow guys
and their cow heads.
and their cow heads, and I do.
Yeah, if that
I'm
was
gonna
anything
stand by
else.
that.
Yeah. I've seen people cut just the bowl part off and then use that as a normal helmet.
I have seen that too.
And I've
Yeah.
been super into that one. You know what? We're gonna talk about them a lot today too, because I think they're important now,
Good.
which I don't think they ever were before.
No, well, I think there was maybe a list that random, but
Yeah. And of course
you
they
could
were
probably
fun
do
for
something
fun.
fun casually.
Yeah. Like my friend was sick of the archers. Do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel like winning today. This list sounds fun.
Exactly.
It's a little rude, but they got the
You
glove
know.
they needed.
Yep.
Man,
Which
I
is
am so
excellent.
tired today.
Oh, dude, I get it.
Yeah. And you had but we'll get through this book. This book's exciting, I think, overall. I think did you look at it much yet or no?
No, not really. To
Alright,
be
so
perfectly honest.
you'll see a bunch of it today. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how we had this one for a week and you're like, I own it, and then the slaves one's out and you know it. You read it all.
Yeah, and I digested that whole thing in
Yeah.
an instant. Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of a difference in the enthusiasm there. It's alright.
Absolutely. I totally get it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they
Like
did
most of the time,
OPR out, I would have been like that.
oh yeah. Most of the time, I try to do the oh, I have a reaction on stream type of thing. Be like, ooh, cool. The slaves didn't. No, it
No.
wasn't happening. No, I could not resist.
And I want somebody who knows
Worst
what they're talking about too. I know as much as I can about the army I don't play.
Mm-hmm.
But you live things and they're a little different.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, that'll be the next show. That'll be next Wednesday.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, me too, actually. And I hope actually what might be cool is the one after that might be Battle Scrolls are guaranteed for the end of the month.
Oh, it's guaranteed for the end of the month
Yeah,
now.
they say it's coming
All
out at
right,
the end of the month.
excellent. All right,
So
that'll be exciting
what
to see
might
what's in there.
happen too is a show where it's Battle Scribe and Sons. Because I don't have a ton to say
Oh
about
yeah,
the Sons.
yeah. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of war scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can crunch
that'll
through
be.
6 of them real quick.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know there's 7, but Man Crusher mobs and Man Crusher singles are pretty much the same thing.
Oh, do they actually have different war scrolls?
They do.
Oh, that's weird. All right,
Yeah, it's
sure.
because if you take them in a unit, they have a unit leader. It's not like we set a precedence before of sharing them on the same war scroll like with the Achelian Alapaxes or anything, right?
Right.
They just need to fill out the book, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It's
Yeah,
like, well, we have so much extra space in this book we can do too.
yeah. Make it feel like it's worth paying the full 55 for it, right?
Yikes.
Yeah. I wish I could just get digital sometimes, but I really like having the books too, so.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely sometimes wish they just did digital for some. Like, yes, I understand a lot of people like the books and the books are great, and I like the books too. But yeah, some armies, it's like, yeah, I wish it just had digital.
Honestly, you know what it is for me? If I don't play the army, I don't want to buy the book whatsoever. But I probably would
Oh
buy the
yeah,
digital one just to have it in the app so I can look up shit when I'm fighting them.
yeah, right.
Depending on how expensive that is, but
Sure, yeah. Like if it's still 55, no, not a chance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think 20 is the most I'd physically be willing to spend on that, and even that's like a little steep. For
yeah.
like
And then
for
like
using it for
maybe
a
you get,
reference, right?
yeah, maybe
Excellent
you get
too.
all the lore and stuff, and
Yeah.
that would be good.
hmm Yeah, it would be an excellent deal for your army, I think, just to have it on the app, get all the rules.
Oh yeah,
But it's like a secondary. That's come on, man. I'm not made of money.
correct.
Hey, you want to jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, this will be fun. Oh
I
yeah, you know
mean,
what? I had them on the page the whole time. Oops, I never went to our dual screen.
oh well, that's okay.
We got a lot of
Here we are.
professionalism here today, boys. Anyway, let's talk about battle traits. So we used to have a ton of these, right? And now we went down to two, and a lot of them were moved to war scrolls,
Here we go.
which
I like that.
I think I do too. And like my main thought, like my immediate thought was, oh, well, I kind of wish it was in like one spot. But then I'm thinking about when you're playing with it, you're gonna want to read it on the war scroll too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of yeah. It's, I suppose there's two different ways to look at that one for sure.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think the way I'm looking at it is much better for the editors. Just have to put it in one spot and make sure it's right in one spot. But I think for the user, I think it is better having it on the war scroll, just so. It's
Harder
the
to
thing
miss.
we talked about in seventh edition all the time. You're like, we'll look up a keyword. Okay, what's the keyword? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want to know
where's
what my
that?
unit does. You look up the unit and you get a keyword. You have to like look in the book for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better there.
The most egregious one I think that I ever found in seventh edition, just to go on a slight tangent,
Sure. Yeah.
was was when it was Terminator armor. And I'm
hmm
like, I can't find the keyword anywhere on here. And you had to know that the thing had Terminator armor and that that was a rule. And then you found that, and then that had two other rules on it that you then had to go look up to
Fun.
figure out exactly what it did, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Like first time looking at a book and having that, it was just like, what is this? Because it's like I knew it did a thing because a bunch of people told me it did the thing, but I could not figure out why it did the thing
Yeah.
for the longest time. Yeah, it was awful. Anyway,
The
sorry.
information has gotten a lot clearer in these books.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Yeah, they did a lot of good typography work there.
Yep.
But yeah, so we only have two here, and then I guess we'll talk about the War Scroll specific ones in a second too. Just hit them all up front. So we have the Great Nations, of course. You could pick a sub faction. Yep, everybody has that. Lightning reactions. So you're familiar with how this worked before. It's pretty similar. You pick two units to fight. The only difference is they have like a little bit of like language there to denote that you can't. Like, let's say I fight with a strike first unit, I can't pick another unit with that to like pull them into first strike range. Or
Oh,
like
okay.
you can't
Yep.
like select a unit that has strike last to pull them out of strike last too.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So like all the strike first resolves, and then in the strike normal phase, you pick two, and then in the strike last phase, it goes back to normal. So like that's a little bit more nuanced, but I think that's fine.
Well, I think it's in a way less nuanced because it's what I would expect to have happen. And like, if you could do it, it'd be less words, but less obvious that you can do it.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I mean?
agree. Yeah, I guess that's what I was gonna get to next. Is like it's a little bit more nuanced, but it pulls a simpler effect throughout the tome because you're not
Yeah.
looking at where you can cheat combat
Right.
activations.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, which I guess like that's a fun idea. There's some armies who like their entire debuff is based on fighting last,
And
and
if
it's
you can
like
just be like, didn't happen, don't care.
yeah for 0 points.
Yeah.
It's a little that's a little bad. Well, a little feels bad. I don't know if it's. I like it as a core allegiance. I like it better here. I feel like you should have to pay points to
Yeah. Like if that was an ability on someone's war scroll, that would probably be different.
I agree. Yeah. So like I like that change a lot to it. It's still like of course a super good rule. Because a lot of times when I play this game, I charge with just one thing and then hold the line. Because I don't want you to get
Yep.
the first crack at something else. And like you don't have like the swingiest orc-like units in the book, but if you get two of them and they both fight first,
Oh yeah, right.
two units might be as good as one of theirs.
Oh yeah.
And the times where you need it, it's great. And the times where you don't need it, it's very nice. I would put it.
Yeah, it's you're still not going to complain about having it. That's for sure.
Yeah, A plus ability.
Yep.
And then the other one is Aether Quartz Reserve, and it's so basically everybody gets a penny, like an Aether Quartz, and they can use it for either +1 to hit, +1 to save. The one that you're probably going to do is that. Or if you're a wizard, you can either add 1 to the cast roll or re-roll it. Notably, what's gone is get an extra cast for an Aether Quartz. And another thing that changed about it too is that you can only use 1 per phase. I don't think that was always the case.
Was it not? I thought it was.
Okay, maybe it was.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm not positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think it always was. I've only played this army a few times.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not sure you were often getting the extra cast. I think you always probably re-rolling. Unless there's like a degenerate thing I didn't know about that you could do with the extra cast, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you were. So that might be a loss, but I think the 3 abilities are fine.
Yep.
And yeah, again, +1 hit is not nearly as good as +1 save, in my opinion. So
I
feel
mean,
like
yeah,
you're
it
gonna do the
depends, it
save a
depends on
lot
the
more.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There'll
It
be
is at least a
situation where it's good.
different effect. But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, but most of the time, I think you're gonna try to keep your guys alive with that. But like,
Yep.
honestly, having all-out defense in 2 spots or
Pretty
like
sweet.
all-out attack, yeah,
Does it still have the bravery debuff afterward? After
it
you use it?
does. Yes,
Okay.
and the Cathlar can still like mitigate the bravery debuff, but
Mhm.
it can't force other people to take morale tests for you anymore.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say this book is probably at like the high intermediate range. And I think we talked about the Stormcast book when that came out. I was like, oh, this is like definitely the human fighter of the game. Like this is just your classic element wizard. I'd say you have a lot of tricks.
Mhm.
You can delete things when you need to. You have speed, but like it's definitely finesse and tactical.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's nearly the nightmare that it used to be. Yeah,
Probably not your alpha striking list.
probably not.
But I
You
can
got
never
the
say
limit.
no to that because there might be something that's just like,
Mm-hmm.
like, whoops, I didn't consider those things in combination.
Yeah, you have like some really good like teleport tricks in this book, I'd say, but I don't think you
Mhm.
have like mass huge movement on units that want to alpha strike.
Yeah, right.
Like you have like these skirmishy shooters that are very fast. You have like teleport, which is cool, but at the end of the day, you're a wall.
Yep.
And I guess the Aether Quartz, it's really nice too that you can all out defense twice on the same unit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really need to hold in a spot, that's probably what you're doing to your spearmen a lot of the time. Just
Yeah.
putting them in the way, and then like lasting a turn, you have no business lasting
Yeah, exactly.
normally. But yeah, so there's a lot of power in those. And I've always liked that mechanic too. It felt very like sleek and yeah,
Yep. I
I like
agree.
it. So I want to talk about some of the generic stuff because there's like the Venari units, Sinari, Mountain, which are Alarith, and then Halon or Huracanum, which are the wind ones. And so they all have a War Scroll keyword based on that. The Venari one is Shining Company. So what it used to be is if you had like base to base contact with 2 or more models, you couldn't charge or pile in, but you got -1 to hit. So now I'm just gonna call it hugging, where you're 2 bases or touching 2 or more different bases.
Mm.
Yeah, so if you're hugging, you just get -1 to hit. So you can still have the freedom to charge and pile in without losing that -1 to hit.
Yeah,
If
it's
they're
way better.
touching, yeah, it's way
Yeah.
cleaner.
Yep.
But it's interesting they kept the touching thing too, because I feel like you can't really like do what I do a lot, right? Is where like you spread out as thin as you possibly can to cover as much ground.
Right.
Like it puts the hard kibosh on that.
Which I think is fine.
It's fine. It's just interesting, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good stuff right there. I -1 to hit matters a lot more than you think, and just being able to have like the full freedom of it now too. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's a great change.
Yeah, that because it was like you had to keep track of it, like the state of it. Like if it ever became not a shining company, then it lost it for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Oh
And so
wow.
it's like you had to start in like unless I'm like wildly mistaken. Like I'm pretty sure you had to start in shining company, and then it would and if you ever were not in that formation for any reason, you lost it and you didn't regain it for the rest of the game.
You know that sounds like something that could have been there. And like, yeah, it's just way better to be like, are they touching? Yes. They have a one
Okay.
roll. If they're not,
Yep.
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it's not like all kinds of random extra stuff attached to it and like keep track of state during the game and yada
Yeah.
yada. Yeah.
And then Scenari's the casters, I believe.
Yep.
And they got a thing called Deep Thinkers. I think they always had it, but it's a lot simpler now where it's once per game you automatically get a 9 to cast. They can dispel it and whatnot, but you just
Oh, that's fucking sweet.
yeah. So I think what it
Damn.
used to be was like you give up casting this turn and then next turn the first spell you cast is on a 9. So yeah, they just made it a once per game ability, and that's still very strong.
Yeah.
And you could just launch things right out the gate.
Yeah.
That
That's very good.
yeah, a lot of utility, and this is a book with like a lot of high casting values too. So you're definitely gonna value that. When I was first reading the book, I read it as once per phase, and I'm like, oh, Teclis is dead now, isn't he? Just take 4 heroes, and just cast them all in 9 once a turn. That's not how it works, thankfully.
No.
But once a game, like when you really need something, like we always talk about consistency, super good.
Yep.
Yeah, and like you're not paying a premium for it in a lot of units too, which is very nice.
Yeah, it's not like roll a die
Yeah.
on a yeah.
The Alarth got something that's like enduring as mountain or enduring as rock, and they ignore the first pip of rend. Or if they have rend 1, it becomes rend 0. Is how it's worded, right? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I believe so.
yeah. I'm almost certain that's how it works. Yeah. So like,
That's
rend 1 is like either the first or most second profile, and rend 0 is the other one. That's like ignoring a good chunk of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think that's a very good ability.
yeah, and we'll talk about the guys too. But like, I don't think that changed, but I think a lot of stuff on their scrolls changed to make them way better. And then the Helon one, they worded it way differently, but I think it's supposed to be the same thing. It's basically like when you compile in, you can choose not to not be any closer. I'll show you the wording when we get there, but they just like did a double negative when they could just
Okay.
said you pile away.
Oh, that's
But
weird.
yeah,
Okay.
so if
Yeah, we'll
anybody's
see
reading
it.
that and they're like, what the hell does that mean? What it means is you could just pile in any direction you want. You don't have to end up not farther. Yeah, whatever. But piling in any direction, I feel like there's a lot of power in that. I haven't really seen it much on the field, but I just, there's gonna
It's
be a
definitely
situation where you're gonna pile in onto an objective that's far away.
yeah. It's one of those like finessey type
Yeah,
abilities. That's like, ooh, you gotta like see the right opportunity to use it and like remember you have it and all kinds of stuff like
yeah,
that. Which is fun for some people, which is fine.
and I feel like there's a lot more you can do with that I'm not immediately thinking about.
Yeah, I'm sure. It seems like one of those like abilities that could be very helpful for various
Yeah,
reasons.
because you can pile in 3 away. So I guess like also if you're like you make a charge and you barely move them half an inch away, and then you pile in 3 away, that they'd be outside of 3 to not be able to fight back. So like you can effectively run away in combat as an activation.
Which is a little weird, but yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose you could. Yeah, that seems legit.
yeah, I think that's like the best use case for that.
Unless it specifically says you have to stay within 3 inches, but
I believe it does not say that,
okay.
but we'll
Yeah,
look
that's
at
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all 4 of those. So
You could actually do that on like Like if they charge you and just barely get in, you can like, and if they don't activate first, then you can be like, "Oh, it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm
and
out of
run
here."
away too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I guess even like it'll significantly reduce the amount of guys fighting back into you.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yep.
So that's a good
Like
point.
if they
Also.
just barely made it with like one guy, then they're just barely going to be fighting with one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know with like the Fox before, you used to be able to like pile in away, and then say they can't pile in more than an inch, and then just be out of range and still fight them, and they can't fight you. That's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fox is pretty silly,
Yeah.
or
The
was pretty silly.
the two very egregious things on him left,
Oh, that's good.
but we'll save that when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like that rule is going to be powerful. Just like some little tricksy movement is always way better than it seems.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
All right, command traits. So I think they divided these. So we have 12 of them, and it's 3 for each of the houses. So the Venari, which are like the melee heroes, and like the Lord Regent on horse. So what do we get? Add 1 to the roll that determines whether you receive 1 command point for heroic leadership. Once per turn, you can reroll 1 hit or 1 wound for an attack made by this general, or 1 save roll for an attack that targets this general. Or when this general fights, instead of piling in and attacking, you can say that they will unleash a single mighty blow. If you do so, pick 1 enemy unit, this general, and roll a dice on a 2-up. That enemy unit suffers d6 mortal wounds.
Hmm.
So, you can give up all of your attacks for d6 wounds on a 2-up, re-roll a hit, wound, or save once per turn, or add 1 to your heroic leadership, so it's on a 3-up. Are you feeling any of these?
So the first one is about as niche as it could possibly be.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. Like, okay, so you're getting 1 out of 6 times you use heroic leadership, you're going to get an extra command point.
Yeah. So, effectively less than 1 command point over the game, right?
Probably. I mean, you can use it on your opponent's turn too, I guess, but
Oh, yeah. So, 1 and change, I guess.
yeah, but that's if you use it literally every time.
Yeah.
So, probably it's going to average maybe 1, maybe less
Mm-hmm.
per game, I would say.
Is that worth a command trait? I'm not sold.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
And you don't, and it's not like you get it when you need it, you just randomly will get it eventually.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
It's
sure the Almighty
weird.
Blow is a debuff in most cases.
It depends. That depends, I think, on what. That entirely depends on the war scroll, I think, and who
Yeah,
you're fighting.
I imagine like the Lord Regent is going to be the one you pick most of the time. He's got like 5 attacks, 2 damage. So I guess like if they have
Yeah,
like a super high save and you really need to like crack like a Bastiladon or something.
yeah, something like that. I could see
Yeah.
it maybe. Yeah,
It's just so niche.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
I wouldn't pick. Would you pick that?
I mean, probably pick in the middle one. I think.
I
I
think
think
the
it's
middle
just
one is the pick
more
here.
versatile. Yeah.
Yeah. But not super impressed with those. Let's see. The Lords of Brilliance, which are Sonari, which are the little foot wizards with the deep thinkers. Once per battle, you can use the magical boost Aether Quartz reserve without using an Aether Quartz to do so. Like once per turn, you get to add 1 Orca. Or once per battle, you get to
Yeah.
yeah, re-roll a cast or add 1 to it without using your Aether Quartz. This general knows 2 extra spells. And then the last one is this general can attempt to unbind 1 extra spell in the enemy hero phase. In addition, the second time the general attempts to unbind a spell in the same enemy hero phase, you can reroll the unbinding roll.
That one seems better.
So yeah, the 2 extra spells, I'll make a case for it here because you have a spell lore that is just like all these toolboxy effects.
Right. Yeah. So
So you might
that's
want it
pretty
there.
cool.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, what is it? Fast Learner, which is the extra extra dispel. Man, I can't speak tonight. I think that one's probably going to see the most play out of this list because you can do the first dispel as the reroll from your shrine that you get once per turn. And then
Sure,
your
yeah.
second one, you get another reroll here.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is that better than Master of Magic, though?
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, where like once per turn, you get to reroll a cast, Dispel or Unbind. Like, you get to do that instead of having to do it on your second one, but it gives you one more, but your whole army's a wizard.
Right. So you're probably not. Yeah, you probably don't care about the extra one, do you?
No. I think you just
Yeah.
take Master of Magic over this
Yeah, I think you're right.
every time, yeah.
Yeah.
So never mind, I don't think they'll see the most play. I think Lore Master will see the most play here, but I don't think a lot. Alright. It feels like 2 swings and 2 misses with command traits to me.
Oh yeah, these seem not great.
Yeah, they seem rather tame.
Yep.
Like Nighthaunt ones, but not quite as good as those either. Which is
These
funny because
are
we weren't super high on those.
mediocre.
Yep. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. So, Lords of Air, the Wind Mages, they get. So, replace this general's Wind Leap ability with. If a friendly Wind Charger unit starts a move within 24 inches of this general, and it makes that move, that unit has the characteristic of 16 and can fly. So, I don't
Oh.
know what that original rule was, Wind Leap. I suppose we'll get there when we get to that character.
Characteristic.
Yeah. But so they're base 14. So this is basically +2 movement on your Wind Chargers.
Hmm.
And they can
Okay.
fly. I don't know if they natively have fly.
I would guess they don't in
Yeah.
this case.
So like there's definitely power there. This one seems the most enticing so far out of the ones we read.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Lords of Air, add 3 to the general's move characteristic. Depending on who
Wait.
your general is, that could be sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
I
like
mean,
combat heroes inside of the Wind Mage. I don't think there are though.
I don't think so. I think they're all pretty quick.
Yeah. So that might just be a hat on a hat. And then we
Yeah.
have
That's kind of what I was thinking.
yeah, once
But
per battle you can reroll 1 run, 1 charge, and 1 casting roll for the general. Once per battle. Yeah. Okay. I don't like any of these either.
I mean,
The movement one's definitely the best one.
well, yeah,
But like
I agree.
+2 on 1 unit seems a little narrow. But if like that's your thing, if that's like your list, your whole, then that might be the case that you could do that pretty efficiently.
Actually, the last one isn't as. You can reroll 1 run roll, 1 charge roll, and 1 casting roll. So do you get all 3?
Yeah, I guess so. So that's not terrible.
It's something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who can you actually use that with, though?
Yeah, because the one. Because I'm trying to think of like their hero, right? And I don't think they're
heroes.
the Wind Mages, but do they have like a mounted hero too?
I mean, I think that one kind of is mounted. It's on like a puff of air,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and then they
I don't know
have.
if they had like a greater kangaroo that would like actually want to charge.
Well, funnily enough, I think that's the fox, but the one fox isn't a hero, right? And the other fox is unique, so it can't take it.
Yep, you're right.
So
So do we?
I think
waste
that's it, right?
Yeah, I think you're right actually. So like, does the Wind Mage ever want to charge? I mean, it wants to run.
We'll get there, but like you said mage, so I can't imagine it does.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's always weird when they're just like, you can charge better with this thing and it's like, wait, but I literally never want to charge with this thing. Why are you giving me buffs to that?
It's like they gave Zinchal the melee weapon artifacts too.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they're like trying to force us to do something that like we so obviously don't want to do.
Yeah,
It's like,
in this book. Yeah.
it's like no matter how much you try to force it, if you don't make it good, it's
Maybe in a
like,
world where we didn't have like core enhancements. But like, I
yeah.
don't know. Master of Magic seems like the best one for this book so far.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah. Alright, and let's go to the
Anyway.
last section. I think the Grand Wind Riders is the one I'm taking the most out of the ones we've read so far. But I think the Lords of Stone are they the ones that have something for us?
I hope so.
So, one of them is at the start of your shooting phase, you can pick one friendly spirit of the mountain, then 3 inches, and add 1 to the attack characteristic of the geomantic blast until the end of that phase. So, if a stone mage is babysitting one of your cows, they shoot twice instead of once. Which, that's kind of
Oh,
cute. Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one is add 3 to the wounds characteristic of the general. Don't hate that either. And then the
I don't
final
hate
one.
that, but if it's this guy, I hope they're not getting into combat. Right?
Yeah. But I guess
Yeah.
if like you're fighting another shooting army and you really want to
True.
keep them alive, yeah, it's not the
True.
worst.
Yeah. It's not the worst.
And actually, yeah. So if he's bodyguarding or babysitting the cows too, the cows fight at their top bracket. So he's actually a key piece that you want to keep alive.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that then.
So it's like a little bit more compelling than it sounds at first.
Yeah, sure.
And then unyielding toughness. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick one stone guard unit wholly within 6 inches of this general. Add 1 to the wounds characteristic of that unit until your next hero phase.
Whoa. At the start of your hero phase, the stone guard unit wholly within 6 inches. Add 1 to the wounds characteristic.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm just like sitting at looking at all these, like, oh yeah, 3 inches of move on a character, which is good. Like, all the lores, or like once per game you get an extra unbind, or you get 1 extra unbind per turn. Like, I don't know. I think I want the fleshy abundance for my tank unit. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Like, this is
That's
like the clear
cool.
winner here to me.
I agree.
It's like if you want Stone Guard, it's this. It's so this. And if you don't want
So
Stone Guard,
that.
I feel like it's Master of Magic.
Well, I know which one I'm running.
Yep.
I gotta get these guys finished. Shit.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah, that is cool. I want that.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like as soon as bounty hunters disappear too, like making these things battle line is gonna be like awesome
Mm-hmm.
in your Metrica. So, in the meantime, you have some time to get them ready, Bill. But once they're
Yeah.
ready, boy,
Oh
howdy,
man.
you're gonna mash some people with some cows.
Oh, I'm so gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna be like, they look so stupid. I'm gonna be like, yes, but it's great.
I really like the cows themselves. The generic
The
one
mountain.
way more than
Yeah, mountains.
of Eleanor, but
Oh, you like the generic one better?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I like the Evelyn better.
Well, we'll get to there, but like, there's something like so stoic and like regal about the generic one.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then like if Eleanor has like a face on it that looks like he heard Grandma say some racist shit at the Thanksgiving table. He's like, oh! Yeah. And
Well, I
I'm gonna
never
point
thought
it
of it
out
that
when we get
way.
there. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I think I just like two-handed weapons better than dual wielding.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you know what? They both have
I
their
like
place, I think.
I like the mountain on Evelyn better.
That might be better. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably is better. I'll take a closer look.
It's more like a I don't know, we'll get there. We'll
We'll
there.
get there. Yeah, we're jumping
The
ahead.
generic one is like a stoic, like mountain, and then Avalanor is like just jutting rocks coming out of him.
Oh yeah,
I think it's cool.
yeah. He's more wild and free.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So artifacts. So yeah, Venari heroes. The 3 you have are the Ciari Pommel, which you get an extra Aether Quartz, which is cool. The Sunul Amulet, the bear can run and still charge in the same turn. Venari Lord Regent, I think, likes that.
Yeah.
And the last one is basically it's a once per game 12-inch teleport. And you have to land more than 3 inches from enemy models.
Oh.
That one's interesting, but like what I don't understand is like what's the point of a 12-inch teleport when you move 12?
When you move, yeah. I thought you moved 14.
Oh yeah, you're right. You do move 14.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Well, okay, all right. You don't have to use it on the Lord Regent, right? So like, if you had like one of the foot guys,
That's fair. Yeah, like the
that's
Banner
not
Blade,
unique.
who did get
Yeah.
better, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This bad boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's got it. I think he's gonna be cool, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's either here. It's weird. We'll
We'll
talk
see.
about him, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of foot heroes. You're definitely right. Or maybe just the Bannerlord that can use that. So, I guess you take
Well,
that if you want the Bannerlord and you want his buff to be in range of everybody.
yeah. There you go.
But I guess also it gives you like pseudo flying, so you're never like cornered with your Lord Regent too if you really want to
Yeah,
push
that's
him hard.
true. Or you can flank behind him or something, or
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
it's completely wasted, but I don't think it's
I don't think
not
you're gonna
living up to
see
its
it.
full potential with the heroes that can
Yeah.
take it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're ever actually gonna take it, but like, you know, maybe someone will be like, I'm gonna try something different today, and they'll do something fun with it.
no, I
Or
definitely think
maybe
there's
it's like
situations where it's good.
really broken, and
Yeah.
and we just don't see it. There's always that potential.
Mm-hmm. Because like it also says it's instead of moving too, so you can't like teleport
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not
move.
like teleport move. Yeah, that was my first thought. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, you just like accelerate by 12 inches for a turn. It's
Mm-hmm.
like no, you don't.
Yeah. I think it's like supposed to get you out of like tricky situations,
Hmm.
but I think it's going to be used to like redeploy a buff closer to
Yeah,
where you want
that's
it to be.
that's
Yeah.
probably right.
And like I think that has extreme value in of itself.
Hmm.
And the fact that you can still be within 3 inches of enemies doesn't really limit the space you can go to,
Right.
or outside of three rather, not within three.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you meant.
So yeah, there's a couple cool selections there. I think all three of those are decent
Yeah.
choices. Let's see. The Scenari, the heirlooms. So we have the Phoenix Stone, which is a once per battle. On a 3-up, you basically. I think it works pretty much the same as it did before. Where it's, let's say, like a bunch of attacks are coming at your hero on a 3-up. All the damage is negated, and they survive with D3 wounds. Is the long and the short of it.
Okay. Is that similar to the last one? I don't really remember, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest. Like I said, I haven't played this army too much.
Yeah, I think they used to have something like this. And I
Okay.
think it was like the Bearer, but this is basically another hero within 12.
Oh, that's kind of
So
cool.
you can like revive your techless.
Oh wow.
But also notice too that it only blanks one combat activation or one shooting activation. So
Hmm.
if I like shoot you dead and then you like resurrect him with the Phoenix Stone, I can just shoot at him with the next unit if I have the next unit.
Oh, okay.
So or if he's like multi-charged. It forces you to commit more, I think.
Yep.
But like 3-up is like a good enough number that you do have to respect it as the opponent.
Yeah, like it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree.
It is annoying though that my artifact might actually do nothing though. A
Yeah,
third of games,
yeah, it is.
but it is what it is.
But I think it's like I think the unfortunately it's too sweet when it does work with
Yeah,
Techless to
the
not run
payoff
it.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So like you have a friend with Techless to just make sure he or try to make sure he comes back.
yep.
I don't see how you would not do that. And then the other ones are Silver Wand, which you get an extra spell, and then Rune of Senthal. Add one to Unbinding Dispelling rules for the bearer for each friendly scenario hero within 6 inches of the bearer. So like it gives you could probably get reasonably like a +2 or +3 dispel.
That's pretty high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's gonna help with things like Purple Sun running around
Yep.
or other like high cast spells, and even low cost ones. Like it's way more consistent. And I think we're living in a world too where having a powerful unbind effect like this, I think could be very good. But
You know, that just makes me think of the Slaves to Darkness one. Spoilers.
yeah,
That you can just go out and grab it. And, oh man, that seems so cool. Anyway,
yeah, and
wrong book.
Siege can grab them too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't hate this relic, but I feel like Silver Wand you're gonna see because it's just like another arcane tome. His army can
Yeah.
get 2 of them. I think you're gonna see any
Yeah,
of the
that's very
ones from the
interesting.
Venari list too, at
Hmm.
given times. But like, I think we have a pretty good selection of stuff for this army in the artifact section.
Yeah.
Where I think it is reasonable that a lot of times you're gonna want to try to run a command entourage if you're not battle regiment.
Well, we still have some more to go too,
We do
right?
have some more to go, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get
But
to
I'm
the good
just
stuff.
saying, I think we're already there,
Oh, sure, sure.
and we still have like more to go.
Hmm.
So Wind Mages has once per battle at the start of the enemy movement phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 3 inches of the bearer, and that unit must retreat. So once per game, you force them to run away.
Whoa,
It's
that's
not
kind
in
of
a roll or
cool.
anything, yeah. And like again, these are like the characters that are like move like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that gives you
Whoa,
value to the reroll charge one too, because it like can get you in guaranteed to help you get this off to protect your unit.
that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Has to retreat, so they have to be outside of 3 of all of your units,
yeah. So what happens if
and
they can't retreat?
they're obviously all slain. Duh.
Like that is the way it works, right?
I don't know. I don't know in that case. I don't. I have no idea. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's an early FAQ, but like I think you're
Yeah, I
right.
think
I
it'll
think
need to be.
they're dead.
I would guess they're not dead because that would seem a little broken. Like you would get in situations where you force that to not be the case and
Oh
then
yeah,
kill
you
you
just wrap
somebody else.
around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on a 3-up buy.
Yeah, no, there's. I don't think there's any way that's the case. I think it's just they retreat if able.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna be FAQ too.
Yeah,
But I don't
yeah.
know if there's like something with like retreating where it's like, oh, if they can't and they, what happens? So maybe that's in the core rules somewhere. Actually, I'm gonna finish this color and I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I mean, nothing ever forces you to retreat,
Yeah,
so I doubt it's gonna be there. Come
I
on,
doubt.
but
Yeah, maybe we can just move on. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna be there too. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah,
All right, next one, Windstone. In your shooting phase, you can pick one enemy unit that's within 18 once per battle. On a 1, nothing. On a 2 through 5, 2 mortal wounds. On a 5 up, 4 mortal wounds. I sleep.
great.
I don't know why they do these a lot, right?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah,
It's like the oops, I need an arcane bolt real bad. All
yeah.
right, but like yeah,
It's weird, right?
yeah, yep, every time.
And I guess they're learning a little bit where they're making it like 4 instead of D6.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I
Yeah.
like that better than D6. But
So now you don't have to like fight through 2 dice rolls to make sure your relic's good enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
no joke.
Yeah, and then the last one is once per battle at the start of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit within 3. To do, subtract 1 from hit and wound rolls for attacks made by that unit until the end of the phase. I think that one is also good too.
Yeah,
Yeah, just a
definitely.
flat debuff.
Yeah,
And it's like consistent too. It's not. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess
it's
the
at
other
least
one's
consistent,
consistent.
right?
Yeah, both of these
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
So like you could have some like if you have like multiple wind heroes, you could really have some real like combat deterring units, which I think that's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool
Yeah,
because I mean that's kind of what you want with that list, right? You want to have things that because your guys are mostly fragile and don't want to be in combat,
yeah,
so
exactly.
things to help you achieve that. It
Yeah,
seems pretty powerful to me.
I think I like the fan way more than the buffet or buffeting asparagillum. Buffering asparagus. That's what we shall name it.
Yeah, buffering asparagus. Okay,
Yeah, but I
I
like
think
the runaway one.
I like the runaway one too. I think the buffering asparagus is easier to use.
Oh, it's way easier to use. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I guess that like makes sense too. That like if they can't run, they don't run.
I think it's gotta be, right?
Yeah, yeah. I like that that one's guaranteed. I think I would be tempted to try that one a lot. But we're playing
Yeah.
Lumineth. Yeah, I'm liking the wind stuff a lot, to be honest. But we'll see everything.
Yeah.
before we move on. And pick our favorite ones. And then the Gift of the Mountains. So, one of them is the bear has a 4-up ward to mortal wounds. One of them is add 1 to attack characteristics made with melee weapons by a friendly or Larith unit wholly within 12 of the bearer if the bear did not charge in the same turn.
You mean if this guy didn't charge?
Yes.
I get an extra attack with my guys.
An extra to wound.
Oh, wait. Add 1 to... Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Still good.
That's still good, yeah.
Yep.
So I think the Stone Guard naturally wound on 2s, so it's a little bit of a non-bow there.
Oh.
But a
Wait,
Valinor?
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Valinor wounds on 3s, and this is any Alarith.
Oh, sure. That's kind of weird that the Stone Guard went down 2s naturally.
I know for a fact the Spirit of the Mountains generic cows wounds on a 2.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel like... I guess we'll see, but I feel like I remember reading that they wounded on 2s also.
That'd be very weird.
Yeah.
But I don't... I believe you.
Yeah. I could just be misremembering too, but... In a world where they don't, that's insanely good, I think.
Yeah, I think that's quite good, yeah.
And then the last one, we saved the weirdest for last. Add
All
1
right.
to the number of mortal wounds caused by arcane belt spells that are cast by the bearer.
Whoa.
Right? It's a little weird.
That is weird.
Nagash and Archon the Black want to hold this hammer so bad.
But they can't.
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
take me
they
back
do.
my hammer, dude.
That is really bizarre.
Yeah,
How
but
much extra damage is that per game? Like,
I guess 5.
well, 5 always cast Arcane Bolt, but are you going to always cast Arcane Bolt?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably just as useful as like the ones that we were just shitting on, where it's like 4 mortal wounds once.
Probably is. But at least it's reliable, right?
Yeah.
Or at least more reliable.
It's an
Or is
interesting
it?
design
Because you
space,
have
right?
to... Yeah.
But I think... Yeah.
It's probably not good enough.
I think I want all the damage at once, though, too, honestly. Right? Because you're like, you want the damage to like try to burst something down.
Yeah, well, it also does something where it's like, you know... If you would... Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, I just feel
Oh.
like that's my natural instinct. Like, here's the one thing that's the problem. An arcane bolt's only 12 inches, you know?
Right. So it's... Yeah, it's definitely not... Yeah, it's probably not good enough, but it made me pause for a second there.
Yeah, it's probably like 1 to 2 extra damage per game
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
Which is probably not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a weird design space. Why?
it is. I don't know, because they want to do something different.
I do like the idea of modifying
Yeah.
arcane bolt, too.
That is kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like there's design space, too, with like debuffs or buffs or something like that
Mm-hmm.
attached to it for
Yeah.
relics, and I think that'd be awesome to see in the future. And I wouldn't hate seeing Arcane Bolt be more than like once per turn too.
Yeah, like just let
Like just let it
that
be the
just be
sink.
like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the armies that really could abuse it have just like D6 and 4s and a lot of damage spells anyway, right?
Wasn't that the case in first edition? Am I crazy?
It was the case in Warhammer 40k.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what
Yeah,
it
and
was.
then like because Smite is just you can cast it as much as you want, only once per hero.
Sure.
And then
Yep.
it costs 1 more for each time.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate something like that, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
super necessary either.
Yeah.
No. Little bit of its collar broke off.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. But yeah, I think overall, Molten Talisman, or the +1 to wound bubble, is probably my favorite there. Because of Eleanor, that 5 damage, you don't want to be missing out on that. And even like if you get charged with your wind, or you with your little hero there, he's gonna be able to fight back somewhat sufficiently too.
I would be surprised if they gave this thing a profile worth anything, but maybe they did.
Yeah. They might. I don't think they did, but I mean, we've seen
It would
like
surprise
Nighthawk
me.
heroes were like those little guys that outswing what you expect them to be able to too.
Yeah,
And a lot of the times too, it's like all you need is like just the +1 to wound from the Guardian of Souls, and that's basically what this is. But
true. That's true. And
yeah,
it's like, and that's like an extra effect you get for free too. Right?
it's gonna matter when like a screen comes to try to move you off, right?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think yeah, or tie you down.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty solid artifacts overall, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah,
They're not bad.
because I'm looking at like 3 on this page, and the previous page, like Teclis, there's one for him. The Unbind one I think I can see in the world, and I could see any of the Venari ones, so it's a good selection.
Yeah.
All right, Lore of Hish. So I think we lost one thing. Lambent Light was the reroll hits on an enemy unit, right?
That
Which I
sounds
think,
right. Yeah.
yeah, because we don't have that. Yeah, this book doesn't have that anymore,
Okay.
which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
And they still do have Total Eclipse though, which really surprised me. That like nothing happened to it other than it went up to casting value 9.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and
they made it so that if you want to cast it with a Scenari Wizard, you have to like you basically have to burn the thing to get it with any reliability.
yeah,
Okay.
which I don't know. Like, I mean,
You're
don't
not a
you think
fan of
like
it?
the threat of when like what am I trying to say? Like it if you cast it, it lasts until your next hero phase and it's table wide.
Pretty
You
crazy.
know, like there's nothing else in this game that has like that scale of effect.
It's true.
Like this is definitely closer to the right fix, but don't you feel like it should be like an aura around the caster? Like even if it was like a 24-inch aura around the caster, right?
So I feel like that would get just like kind of annoying to deal with,
Maybe you're right.
just from
Yeah.
like a bookkeeping perspective. Because there's like, because then you have to figure out it's like because someone is issuing the command, someone's receiving the command, and like you'd have to word it in such a way that it's like, well, is it the person that's using issuing the command that has to
Yeah.
be within 24 or the other way, or is it both, or is it
Maybe they
and
just didn't
there's
know what to
like
do with it either, right?
yeah, it probably just got like weird, and they're just like, what if we just make it happen?
And we bumped it up, and we'll give ourselves like a year and a half to think about this.
Yeah. I mean, was it like super degenerate in the
Um,
previous book? I
I
mean, I
don't
remember using it
I don't
and it
think
was
it's
good.
overpowered.
Yeah,
I think it's just extremely frustrating to play against,
I mean that's fair.
which is
Because you get like half the command abilities you expect to, essentially.
well, it's also like you get half the command points you expect to. They get a bonus one from their shrine, which is once per battle now. It used to be once per or not once per battle, once per battle round.
Okay.
And it used to be once per turn. So they got like 2 free command points. You didn't get many, right?
Yeah.
And then also they have the Aether Quartz. So they have like yet another resource of reactive ability.
Yeah, where so
Where it's like
you're
you have to
limited
weigh
to
your
like
only one.
mostly none. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
So it feels terrible. You know what they could have done with this? Do you know how like Craven King steals you a command point from you on a 5-up?
Mm-hmm.
This could have been casting value 9, steal a command point.
That'd be interesting.
Or casting value 8 if you don't think that one's as good as 9, but
Honestly, I think they probably left it alone because in third edition command point, like stealing a single command point or whatever got about half as effective.
yeah. But
So that's my guess as to why this didn't change too much.
yeah, I think it's gonna be fine at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's just a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
Yeah. No, I agree.
What else did we get? Solar Flare. This one's so weird to me. So casting value 8, range of 10, and you pick a point on the battlefield. And if you pick an enemy unit, you roll a dice for each model in that unit on a 6, it's a mortal wound. Or if you pick an endless spell, you dispel it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know why you're rolling for a casting value 8 Like, isn't that higher than most dispel rolls? Like, did we go over all these recently? And they're like 6s and 5s, most of them.
Well, you have the guaranteed cast, right? On a 9.
They can dispel it, but yes, you do have that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But like, I don't think that also lets them guaranteed dispel something, right? So this kind of does.
yeah. So, like, I guess this is your version of that.
Yeah, and it's tacked on with something else so that it's at least always useful.
Yeah. And I guess
But
there's, like, interesting play, too, with the, one of the heroes lets you twin cast spells. And, like, you could
you
just,
like
like,
dispel
use
two
once.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, you wouldn't even have to, right? Because you could use both different things.
Yeah. Or, like, hit one horde unit. You can't hit the same thing twice. But I guess you could hit one horde unit and just say, like, oh, I'm not targeting the unit, I'm targeting the spot on the map that it says. And it's going to be, like, 1 millimeter away. So you could twin. Yeah, that one's weird. That's a
That
weird
was weird.
spell, right?
Yeah, that one's weird.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to pick this one a lot. One I do think you're going to pick is Overwhelming Heat. Casting value 7, range of 24. Pick one enemy unit that's it's visible, have their move characteristic,
Whoa.
and then roll a dice, and if it's greater than their save, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. So, like, it always
Okay.
lowers their speed, and then it sometimes damages them.
And the better they're saved, the better it is at it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's one you're taking a lot. Having move on anything is, like, huge.
Oh yeah. And it's the range 24 that really gets you on that one.
Yeah.
I
Because you see
think.
a lot of these, and it's, like, range 12, and you're like, well, I don't care to have their move now.
Yeah, it's like they already got here. Like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, you as soon as you say range 24 on that, and you're just like, well, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I would bring this spell every time, I think.
Seems very good.
Yeah. Speed of Hish, that's another classic. Double the movement characteristic.
Didn't change.
Didn't change. Casting value 5.
Oh,
You know what?
okay.
That's
Great.
great. Like that
Yep, that
spell.
one's it.
Dawn Rider's going 24. That's fun. Who doesn't think that's fun, right?
Yeah. The Fox going 48 still.
Yeah, that's also fun, I think.
It's silly, if nothing else.
Yeah. But it's just like the units that like really abuse these. It's not like I'm putting this on like a Gordrak, right?
Yeah.
Or like something like that in this army.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, and I
It
guess it
doesn't
might
hit quite
help
the
with
same.
your like Alarth stuff, but the Alarth stuff's built so like entwined with staying near itself. That you're
Right,
sending
yeah,
one of
that
them
you
from one away.
don't
Yeah.
want to run away from your core. Yeah.
Exactly, but also double movement is super good when it
Yeah.
comes to objective stuff. Yeah.
It's probably still worth having.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, it's not gonna make you an alpha army.
Right.
Is all I'm saying. Just putting that warning out there. Yeah. What else we got? Protection of Hish, 9-inch bubble of a 5-up ward, and this protects friendly units. Where protection of Techless protects only Lumineth. So
Oh.
there's like actually a distinction there.
Wow, that's
And
cool. Okay.
I don't know if that's intentional or not, but like I like it if it is.
That's very different and
Because I
kind of
feel
weird,
like
but
what you were about to
okay.
say was yeah, but Techless has this, right?
Oh, that was.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, I knew he did,
Right, yeah.
but no, it's like, but I was thinking it was like, if I'm running my Alarth army, right? Like,
Yeah.
I still might want it.
Still good. Yeah, like a 5 board's still awesome.
Yeah.
And I like that distinction too, because like also the ally pool opened up a little bit too. So they have
Yeah.
Stormcast, they have Daughters of Cain, they have Deepkin, and they have Sylvaneth.
Oh, cool.
So where they used to just have Deepkin before.
Wait, did you say they have Daughters of Cain?
Yeah.
That is surprising to me. But okay.
Marathi's a
All
sweet
right.
talker.
Oh,
She can do whatever she wants. Apparently.
apparently. All right.
Yeah. And then one more. Ethereal Blessing, give a unit Ethereal. Obviously good. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it can't be modified. Their saves can't be modified at all.
Yep.
You have stuff that's
Oh,
like a 3-up save in this book, and that's cool.
yep. That's, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's always good. All right, good spell lore, very versatile. Which is like why I like the +2 spells known because like a lot of these are situational,
Yeah, right?
right?
Definitely. Yep.
And it's like really cool to have that toolbox. And we only have
Yep.
like one lore master in this army. It's 700 points, so it does a good stand-in.
Yep.
All right, wind spells, howling gale, 12 inches, and that unit cannot issue or receive commands.
Okay. That's
So
pretty good.
yeah, we can stack that with total eclipse if it costs 2, and you can't do it on this unit.
Is that more anti-synergy
It
than
probably is
synergy?
in. Yeah, it probably is. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not really anti-synergy. It's just like
A hat on a hat, I guess.
kind of. I
Yeah,
think.
I'd be willing
But
to
like,
concede that.
still good though. I'm not
Yeah,
really not saying it's not.
like one goes off, the other doesn't. You're happy that you have
Yeah.
them both,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna be able to tell people what they can do with their command points, like a
Yes.
good old blue deck, right?
Oh yeah. Good old elves
Mm-hmm.
telling you how to play your game.
Yeah,
No, you're not allowed to play your game like you normally do. You're playing against me now.
yeah.
You have to play by my rules.
Or else I can't keep up. But I won't tell you that part.
Wait, what was that?
It said, but as the elves, I can't keep up unless I stop you from doing your things.
Yeah.
Yeah, your things are better.
So I just gotta make you have a miserable time so I can win.
Yeah. Ah, well, I don't think it's that bad.
No, I know it's not.
Yeah,
I'm just being silly.
we're joshing. Yeah,
I'm just being a silly goose over here.
yeah. Yeah, why don't you get back to the pond? You're gonna be a silly goose.
No, I'd rather shit on your lawn.
No. We got 2 more spells.
Anyway.
So we got a healing zephyr, range of 6, or yeah, range of 18, casting value 6. Pick a Lumineth Realm Lord unit and heal D3 wounds allocated to that thing. That's fine, but not
Yeah,
exciting. I think it's okay. And then
yeah,
Transporting
that's okay.
Vortex is the one I really like. Casting value 8, range of 12. Pick a Lumineth Realm Lords unit. Remove it from the battlefield, put it back down outside of 9 of enemies.
Wow.
Yep,
Okay.
a nice teleport. You really need to get
They
your
had
slow
it though.
stuff there. Yep.
Yeah, they had that before, right?
Yes, I believe they did.
For sure. Yeah. But these definitely got compressed, right? I think
Yes.
each of these lost 3,
Yep.
which I think is good because I think there was a lot of bloat there.
I'm sure there was a lot of blow. I'm not super familiar with them, but like a single wizard knowing 24 spells, I think is too much.
Yeah, it was too much for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So I'm okay with like Teclis knowing 12 and then the core ones. Like that's
Yeah.
not that
It's
much.
it's still well, it's still a lot, but at least manageable, I think.
Yeah. And like for 700 points, like yeah, for sure. Like that feels right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm reading all of these, like that's a lot to read through to try to learn.
Oh yeah.
A lot of room for error. And like I guess like there's a lot of fat to cut there too, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no way you're gonna make 18 spells worth casting.
No. That was always my problem with it, I think.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Mm-hmm. So I'm happy with that change.
Yep.
All right, but here the teleporting one I think is the clear winner.
Yes.
But the other two are still very good.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Lore of the Mountains. So we have Unbreakable Stoicism, which will give the Stone Guards their weapons mortal wound on a 5-up instead of a 6-up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
like,
hate that.
yeah, like it's so funny though, because like this is the one unit in this army that doesn't have like sun metal. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna give you a rule that's like sun metal, and we're gonna give you a spell so it is sun metal, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
All right.
Why are we
Sure.
doing this? Whatever.
It's
That's
not sun metal. Duh.
yeah. It's yeah. They're stratum hammers or whatever.
Crushing blows. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, you still have that in your mountains. What's next? Crippling Vertigo. So you pick an enemy unit with an 18, and then every time, so it's like kind of like how Bellacor's thing is like on a 3-up, they can't do the thing. But this one's a bravery test, and if they fail the bravery test, they can't do their thing. So against some armies, it's going to do a lot, and against some armies, it probably does nothing.
Yeah.
On a 2d6. Yeah. 3d6 would be a little different, but yeah. So, I don't know.
Your next hero phase. No move, runs, retreats, makes a charge. Oh, but it's only movement stuff. It's not actually the full Bellacore thing either.
Oh, no. Normal move, runs, retreats, makes a charge move, or makes a pylon move.
Yeah, it's anything movement related.
Okay. So they can still fight.
Yeah, they can still fight, they can still shoot. I don't know.
This terrifies me as a Skaven, and I laugh at this as undead, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't love mainboarding that.
Yeah.
So
If you
I probably
happen
won't
to
see that
have it,
happen.
maybe.
Yeah.
But
Like, I guess Teclis is going to be happy with that, but I don't think you're going to put this as your one spell pick.
no, I agree.
Let's see. And then the last one's Living Fissure. So it's an 18-inch line. And then for each unit it passes over, on a 2-up, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So it's like a fair bit of damage. And like, if you're hitting a castle, you could get a lot of D3 mortal wounds off with that.
18 inches is a decent amount longer than those abilities usually are. I feel like they're usually 12.
Oh yeah, my Soul Blight one's 9. Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't usually doesn't feel right. It usually just isn't enough, right?
Yeah.
But like 18 is getting into the realm of like I might be able to hit stuff with this.
Yeah.
And if I can and if you do an oopsie, I can line this up real good.
And it's on like a
And
2-up
go
too,
kaboom.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not horrible odds.
Yeah, it's not like it's on a 4-up,
Yeah.
like it normally is.
Like, this is like, it seems like it could get there into the
Yeah,
usable world,
it
right?
might be good enough. Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
usable. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
So,
interesting.
I would pick that one sometimes, but I think the Unbreakable Stoicism is like the one that you take most of the time from this lore.
I think so.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's been yeah.
yeah, and you want the Wind Mage stuff a lot of armies too. Like, I feel like even Alarith will want their one Wind Mage for the teleport spell.
Probably,
Yeah.
which is interesting. I'll have to get one.
Yep. Never had one before. Never had a reason to.
Yep.
Now there's definitely a reason to. Yeah, but yeah, the Scenari spells are sweet. Laura ones are the Winds ones are pretty good, and the Mountain ones feel uninspired, I think.
Now, are the
But like, they're fine.
is the lore of Hish Sonari only?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think it's worded. I think it's Scenari and Venari only.
Oh,
Let's go
sure.
back. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Technos, Scenari Wizards, and Venari Wizards.
Okay, all right. But specifically, the other ones can't take
Yeah,
it.
so I think the way it's worded, and I don't know if they could before, is that the basic troops get to pick these too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which gives a lot of these toolboxy things a lot more value.
Oh, for sure. Because you
Yeah.
could just take one with somebody and just be like, "Yep, this is fine."
Yeah, I'm probably gonna Sun Metal Weapon with you anyway, but if I really need that endless spell gone.
Yep.
That's
Or
higher than 8, yeah.
Yep. Or just speed of Hish on something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Or even the Venari Lord Regent has a better spot too. Where he's Sun Metal Weaponing your guys so they don't have to Sun Metal themselves.
Yep. Doesn't he have a? I mean, he used to have a better Sun Metal
Yeah,
weapon,
it's the
right?
same thing where D3 units get
Yep.
affected. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, that just opens you up to cast that many more extra spells with the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's versatility there, which is really cool.
Yep.
Also, the rule for if they're a wizard or not is a lot easier. It's just if they have 3 or more models in the unit now. As opposed to a unit champion. Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to deal with stuff of well, they
Oops, I removed
sniped
the
it.
wrong guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, or that. Yeah.
So 3 or more, you're a wizard. Which is cool. Alright, Great Nations. There's 6 of them in this book, and I think there is always 6. Yeah.
Yeah, the first book had 4, and then the second one had 2.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds right.
So let's talk about Geometrica. That's the first one, and that one is for so the units of the mountain have like the ignore the first or Rend 1. Or Rend 1 becomes Rend 0. This
Mhm.
sub faction makes Rend 1 and Rend 2 become Rend 0.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I think that's what it always was, but like still
Yeah.
good.
And it makes a Stone Guard battle line.
Yep.
So I don't think the Rend difference is enough to overcome bounty hunters. So I wouldn't run this one in this current GHB, but just you wait, baby dolls, till bounty hunters rotates, and then this one is probably a very good pick.
Yeah, I mean I'm just gonna run it anyway because I want to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and like not everybody runs bounty hunters, right?
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 Some people run battle regiment. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think that was decidedly one thing we got right.
yes,
Yeah.
we get a lot of stuff right, but that was the one of them.
Yep, that was one of them.
All right, I like that one. I don't think there's a lot to say other than you have the tank guys. You really like them. They make them tankier.
Yep.
And this works on everybody too. It's not just the little hammer guys. So the cows will ignore Ren too.
Oh, that's where it's at.
Yep, I really like both of the cows actually. So we'll talk about them when we get there. But so we have Sire, which is the same thing, which everybody has 2 Aether Quartz. But if you're limited to once per phase, it might be harder to like just rapid fire them out.
True.
So that's like a secret nerf, even though it's written exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's fine.
Yeah.
And I think if you like this one before, you're still gonna like it. It doesn't really change the math on much things for that.
Right.
Great Nation of Iliatha. This one is you can use 2 Aether Quartz instead of 1 a turn.
Oh, okay.
Which
Wait, you could. Hey, okay, no, keep going.
yeah, so you could before, and now you can't. But this one lets you use 2 a turn now, or 2 a phase rather.
Okay. That it hadn't updated on my thing yet, so I didn't see it
Right.
yet.
Okay, I was
Okay.
saying turn,
Yeah.
but I meant phase.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so it lets you double tap, but I bet you run out of them very quickly when you do that. So I could see this one being actually just flat good, or I could see this one being terrible and never picked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is one you got to play and see. I think.
Yep.
My instinct is you're gonna run out of them too fast.
Yeah, because you can't also run the one that gives you 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems right. It seems like you probably won't. Well, I don't know. Maybe being able to give +1 save to 2 guys is enough
Yeah.
to make it worth it, even if it's just like once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Zytrek didn't really change.
That's fine with
Yeah.
me.
The +1 to
I
cast
actually
for
like that one
everybody.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would be very tempted by this one.
Yep.
You have a lot of wizards. +1's pretty big.
Yep. And for like everything,
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
That's funny because Veer cost for Soul Blight is everybody gets to reroll their casts, which is definitely better. But
Mhm.
you don't have as many wizards. As many
Right.
casts, so you get a lot of value out of that. So that's like a neat little bounce thing. I like that.
But also like it's also like a slight speed of play thing because you don't have to like be like roll again
Yeah.
like all the time. It's just like you're just gonna get it or you don't, and it's just more reliable now.
Yeah, exactly. But I like it.
Yep.
And Zytrek is always going to be sweet. You have a lot of wizards.
Oh yeah.
And also, like, a lot of stuff, like being casting value 8, bringing it to like, casting value 7 is pretty worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it to 6, like, math gets better the lower it is, right? But it makes, like, some of the higher ones, like, actually feel attainable.
Yep. Like you can maybe actually just roll for it as opposed to feeling like you have to use an ability for it.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally agree.
This one's weird, but I really like it. Alumnia. So basically, if your Venari are on their shining stance formation, like hugging, they count as 2 on the objective instead of 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna have like an expert conquerors kind of thing, even after expert conquerors rotates.
Oh, I like
But
that.
like I even like it now because if I only have like 3 units, I could just say they're bounty hunters and expert conquerors
Yeah, basically,
with this
right?
one. Yeah. Like the same way that like people looked at the Stormcast chamber that said they couldn't be monstrous actioned. And they're like, well, that's redundant with Harvest or Hunters of the Heartland. But like, yeah, but I can have a Hunters of the Heartland and be 1-drop now, you know?
Yeah. Or,
When it
now
rotates.
you
Yeah.
can be Hunters of the Heartland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like this one a lot. I think
That's
this is an
cool.
easy play.
Yeah.
Last one, Helen, is you add 1 to the attack characteristics of ranged weapons by friendly Helon units while they're within 6 inches of an enemy unit. So, I think that one's fine, and the intent here is like you have your kangaroo guys and you just like run up and like turn your bow sideways and shoot them dead with your bonus
Yeah, but
attacks.
hang on. But you go up next to somebody, and then you shoot someone else really far away, and you get an extra attack for some reason.
Yeah.
Why'd they do
Oh,
that?
it doesn't stop there, Bill. Have you considered the incarnate? So you
Wait,
you
what?
you get the incarnate, you summon it with a wizard that it's bonded to, or like I guess you don't summon it; it's there, but it's bonded to a wizard, and then you somehow kill the wizard. The incarnate is an enemy unit that's within 6 inches of your entire army now.
And you just get +1 attack on all of your ranged weapons?
Yes.
Oh, oops.
Oh, oops, indeed.
Oh, oops.
I forget. I remember reading there was a way
Yeah, but
to easily kill one of your wizards in this army.
but can it attack you at that point?
It would, yes. But if you have like, remember like the 70
You're
Sentinel
double
list?
shooting.
You have like if
Yeah.
you do that, like that's what like almost 140 attacks, and then like they charge one of your units. Oh well.
Huh. Huh.
Like you can castle pretty efficiently against that, and it's still screening for you against bigger things. Because as soon as they come in and engage you, you can just choose to fight the enemy now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Something needs to
That,
be changed there. That's not right.
that seems like a cheese ball.
Yep.
I mean, all it has to say is add 1 to the attack characteristic of missile weapons used by friendly Helen units while they are within 6 inches of any enemy units if they are targeting that unit.
Yeah.
There,
Or
I
even if
fixed
like
it.
if they're targeting an enemy unit within 6 inches.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That was even easier.
Yeah. But like even without like the cheese ball strat, you're definitely right. If like something's close to you, you're like I have double shots on wherever the hell I want.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna just pound away at something else.
Yeah. That seems. I don't think that's gonna stay.
No. No,
Yeah.
I don't either.
I think the rules is intended. It's just if you're very close to them, you can shoot.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that is wildly messed up.
Yeah.
We'll go with oops, and I'm sure they'll fix it.
Yeah.
And if
How
they
you doing,
don't, well,
Andrew? I feel like I missed your comment from a while ago. You can spend the
oh no,
antigrowths to reroll? Yeah. No?
I missed it too. That's all I was
Oh,
saying.
okay. Yeah. But hey. Yeah, it's just like it's nothing for so long, and then you look over and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, I know.
I really let him down.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you're talking about there. We're talking about the incarnate thing right now, which needs to go. I
Yeah,
think.
that seems wrong.
But yeah.
I
I think
mean,
this is like the clear winner if like that's never addressed. Other than like your metrical list wanting the metrical one.
oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like you just gave him double shooting. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That was silly.
Yeah. I guess we'll see how it pans out for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
okay.
yeah.
You didn't really. I mean, to be fair with the incarnate thing, like, so what do you have to do? Let's think about that. You spend, what is it? 400 points,
Yeah.
right? 400 points. Okay, so that's a fifth of your army. That you then have to kill off one of your own wizards.
Yeah.
So that's another 100 points gone. So now that's a fourth of your army. So and then it's going to attack you, like right away.
Yeah. So
And there's not much. There's like nothing you can do about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to start killing your own models. And it'll probably, we'll say it kills off 100 points worth of models. I think that's pretty reasonable to say.
Yeah.
And it might kill off more if, all you have is, because you have to have all those archers within 6 inches of it, so.
I guess the best you can do this is consistently turn 2.
Yeah, I don't think...
So I think what you do is you put the Lore Master in their face. And then you, like, kamikaze him. Or the Lore Seeker.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm getting at is, like, I don't even know if it's, like, are you getting 500 points worth of value out of that? Maybe? You might be. Yeah. And maybe I'm just wrong, and you actually are, and it's, like, totally worth using. But, like, it's definitely something to consider, that is a lot of points and, like, a kind of difficult thing to pull off.
Well, I think the value here, too, is if, like, it's a list you're fighting that doesn't value or benefit you to do that, really. You don't have to do that. The Incarnate's still, like, a good piece. And those
that's true.
Like, you're not, like, sacrificing anything, really. Unless to do it.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't even know if doing it is ever going to be valuable, is it? You think you'll kill off 500, 600 points worth of stuff with the extra attacks you get?
I think you're going to be able to efficiently screen off the Incarnate, so it's only killing like 10 archers at a time.
I know, but that's still, 170 points?
Yeah. So, like, you have one turn shooting, you lose an archer. You have another turn double shooting, you only lose an archer, unless they like get into it.
I suppose it is making your points doubly as effective in that time period too.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward. I don't know how the math works out on that.
Yeah, that's
probably in your favor, but
I don't think that's gonna like ever stay.
It sounds unintended though.
Yeah, right? Like that's what I mean, right? Like who's surviving 140 shots with a 5-up mortal wound?
Yeah,
of course, like you need all your buffs to go off, but like. Maybe you only ever need one turn of it.
Yeah.
And then when your enemy's dead, you just kill the Incarnate now.
Yeah.
With your 140 shots.
Yeah. Who gets to move the Incarnate once it goes rogue? Does anyone? Or does it just charge the nearest thing?
I think it charges the nearest thing.
Okay.
So in the charge phase, whatever the nearest thing is, it goes to the opposite player's control, I believe.
Okay, alright.
I'm not entirely sure. But like that's also just like some weird, like, the weird killing yourself so the Incarnate goes wild because it's stronger wild.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just, like, the weird goofball stuff they clearly never intended.
Yeah.
And it just makes people look at the game and go, like, what the fuck is happening, dude? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's kind of off-putting, even if it is not good.
Right. Like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, a lot of people don't like the Incarnate, like at all in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But
I haven't run mine yet.
Yeah,
but maybe I will eventually.
I think if you play it fairly, it's a fine piece.
Yeah, but it's just like all the weird
stuff. It's like annoying, even if it's not good.
Yeah. Because you just like crash it into somebody and then get your hero killed, and like it's like yay, more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Weird.
All right, but yeah, I think overall, like, most of the great nations have a pretty good play style.
Yeah, so, that one's just weird and like probably not intended.
Yeah, I think they could go back to the drawing board with how to word it better, but
yeah, I think it's literally just like I like your wording of just like they get 1+1 to their attacks characteristic if they target an enemy within 6 inches.
Yeah.
And bam, it works exactly as they almost certainly intended it to.
Yeah. I would actually be surprised if they didn't get changed that at some point.
Yeah.
But,
like,
yeah.
It's so clear what that means. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be some weird rules reason why they didn't just word it that way, because it seems too obvious.
Yeah, you might be right, even.
Like, maybe we're not thinking of some other cheeseball thing you could do the other way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What could that possibly be, though?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
Because we came up with this one in about 5 seconds. You read it, and I was like, oh, oops.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Oh, really? Oops." And it's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, with the incarnate stuff. Yeah.
yeah."
I
No,
don't
I don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
No idea.
Anyway, battle tactics, grand strategies. We don't love this part, but I want
Yeah,
to
I don't
say
really
that
care.
these are not like particularly strong,
Oh,
which
good.
very surprised me.
Certainly fine with that.
Yeah, the only one that's kind of funny to mention is ignore the odds, and it's you pick a battle tactic with one friendly Lumineth Realm Lord's unit and one enemy unit are within 1 inch of each other. You complete the tactic if the enemy unit is destroyed this turn and the Lumineth Realm Lord unit is not destroyed. I don't know why, like anything that has anything to do with odds in this game, right? It's just like this easy, very calculatable thing. It's like distinctly not the odds, right?
No,
So like I find that interesting, but these ones are pretty tame compared to what some of these books have been.
that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe they're figuring that out.
Yeah, and they're not close to yeah, Daughters of Cain stuff. The Zinch stuff is like a little bit egregious, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't hate these ones. Alright, now we're finally onto the units. We'll start with the biggest one, Archmage Teclis. So he's remarkably the same, where he can cast like the 4 spells, the 2 spells, or the 1 spell.
Yeah, cool.
But what
I always thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I really like that too. So what did change though is the bracketing. So he got the generous bracketing, and instead of his movement characteristic, it's the amount of spells he's able to cast brackets.
Whoa. Okay.
Kind of like how Nagash does. So I guess there's like the complaint too is like you can't like he has about the 5 up board, and if you don't kill him, you didn't do anything to stop his output. So I think they addressed that a little bit.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
No?
No, I don't think so. Unless I'm reading this wrong. You can always cast 4
Always
spells.
do 4, yes.
You just can't do the. You just can't necessarily do the insta cast, like the auto cast, or the 2 at 12.
Yes.
But you can always do 4 at 10.
Yeah.
So he doesn't actually lose any spells. He just maybe can't do them as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of interesting.
So they touched like a little bit, right?
I mean, you lose some options, I suppose, as you go down, but still, casting on a 10
Yeah.
is still quite reliable.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's,
and then he doesn't bracket his movement anymore.
yeah, so that seems like a straight buff.
Yeah, and I think he got cheaper too, because I think he was 740. Now he's just 700.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'll run this bad boy again.
Yeah, but like all of his stuff is the same, other than that.
Great.
Should I go
For
through
me.
that? You cast 4 spells, you get +1 to cast. You get an auto dispel every turn, and an auto unbind endless spell.
Yep.
Um,
Which is pretty big in this meta, I think.
yeah. You get a 4 up spell ignore. And then you can like shoot it at an enemy. And his spells are the same. Yep. Okay. Good stuff. I think you got a buff. Strict buff.
Sweet.
You're gonna love this one. I don't know if you haven't seen him already. Light of Altharian.
Oh, no, I haven't.
So
Very excited.
I think he was 7 ones before. He's 8 now. 3 up save, ethereal. His attacks went from D3 damage to 3 damage.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so this guy has like a little bit of like nightmare wording.
All right.
It's like so he has like one weapon with 4 attacks, one with 2 attacks. The 2 attack one, if you're hitting a hero or a monster, you can instead have its damage characteristic be 2d3 instead of 3. Just make that +1 damage.
Wait,
For the love of
2D.
God.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, because that like could just be a damage debuff. And it's averaging a +1.
Yeah, it's averaging a +1, but maybe more.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one, add 1 to wound rolls. If it made a charge roll, and in addition, each 6 to wound with it is a mortal wound in addition. Not bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking that guy.
240 points. Was he always Ren 3?
Ren 3?
One of his
Good
swords is
lord.
Ren 3, yeah.
Wow. I don't think so. I feel like I would have remembered that.
I don't think so either, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll remember to pick it up from Trevor's this time around, huh?
No joke.
Oops. Yeah. Because that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And, like, I ran Kurdos Valencian for a very similar profile a lot in Night Haunt.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah, and like I think this guy's gonna see some, I don't know, major play, but he's gonna see play.
Yeah.
I think he has a spot in this army very well now.
It's I like that they're trying to make the combat foot heroes like they're trying to push them enough that it's like we want to run them. Because I feel like for the
Yeah,
longest time they were just like, well, there's another random unit I'm never going to use.
exactly, yeah. And like if they're like taking out like Archon the Black and Lauren like one fell swoop, make the War Scroll do it too.
Yeah.
And I know that Archon the Black's not like the machoiest of death heroes, but like he's got like 11 wounds, man. Like
Yeah. And now
not
it
nothing.
appears if I'm reading that correctly that he can do it in one
Yeah,
swing. Yep.
exactly. So like let that be real.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. And like it's hard enough to position these heroes to do their damage to begin with.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that like it's hard to realize is that like you can just like outmaneuver them even if their damage is like way too high. Like
Yeah.
when's the last time
But
you've seen like Gotrek, right?
yeah.
He's the ultimate example of like ass beating hero,
Yeah.
and he's just too slow to matter most of the time.
6-inch. Who did you say?
Gotrek?
Gotrek? The guy who can move 12 and can double move?
No, that's Gordrak. I'm talking about the
Gordrak.
dwarf.
Gotrek. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, agree.
yeah, that.
I was like, Gordrak, no, hang on.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, Gordrak's
He's
different.
Yeah, I was like, it's like I lost your train of thought there when I was thinking that. Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny. Anyway.
but yeah, like the 540 point guy that moves 4.
Yeah, he can still charge 12 though. But yeah.
Yeah,
No, he's a little hard to get into combat.
yeah, exactly. So like, but like he had value because he did so much damage, right?
Yeah.
And like we don't need to have that much damage on a unit, but maybe if he's 240 points, maybe make him half as good.
And you know,
We're
like
getting there.
with the Light of Altharion, you can like he moves 6, but you can cast Light of Hish on him. I mean,
Yeah.
Speed of Hish on him, right?
Yeah,
And suddenly 12 isn't bad for something that's that killy.
I think 12's even pretty good.
Yeah, sending that right in on somebody.
Yeah, I like this
I
guy
don't
a
seem too
lot.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna see a lot of play.
Okay, apparently he has been Ren 3.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, probably just didn't pay too much mind because it wasn't 3 damage flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like knowing us, like the one game you played him against me, I might have been doing Night Haunt.
Yeah, right, you know.
Yeah, we didn't. Play
Actually,
a
you know
ton.
what? I don't think I ever ran him. I think I brought him just in case I wanted to try something else, but never actually ran him.
Yeah,
So,
that might be true.
yeah.
But yeah, like that damage is real.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Yup.
All right, moving on. All right, Lyriel Uthrael. So this is like the right hand man of Tyrion. Level 1 wizard, 190 points. So you'll notice that their swords went up from 1 damage to 2 damage,
Oh, thank goodness.
which is great. Yep.
Yep, that's
You no
very
longer
good.
have like the 4-up ward and like ethereal combo.
Yeah,
You
it's
did
true.
it.
I
Yeah.
did lose all that, so
So like
not
it's
as
not
good in
gonna
that
be able to
regard.
face tank Gordrak,
Yeah,
which is probably fine.
yeah.
But like
That
having
was
it
a
be able
fun
to do
little
some
combo, though.
it was for sure,
I
yeah.
did enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think everybody in the world would trade damage for survivability like that.
Yeah.
Even though the survivability is probably stronger, but like the damage is definitely more what we played this game for.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So he still kept his Demon Bane thing, which is extra damage to chaos demons. So fun.
Sure.
Yeah, Demon Bane, I guess.
I
So
I really don't like those abilities at all. Actually,
I don't either.
like
Yeah.
my problem with them is they're like it, it's just like you never remember them because they come up so rarely, and then when they do, it's like, wait, why am I randomly destroying you for no reason with this guy just because of the army you brought?
Yeah. I guess to be fair, like the one time it's okay is your thing with one ranged attack and two melee attacks. At D3 going to 3 damage. But like it's
Yeah,
just a hat on. It's yeah.
it's just, but yeah, but
But
then
it's
you never remember
flavorful.
it, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
You
yeah, I don't like this.
don't like them at all, and I totally
I
understand.
I don't.
I agree
It
even.
it's also rules bloat.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
But
not a
like
fan.
I don't think it's that
That's
big
okay.
of a deal here. But
No, it's not a big deal. But honestly, it's like the fact that it's not a big deal is not worse, but like almost worse because
why do you
like
feel so adamant to keep it then if it's not a big
yeah,
deal?
it's like why is it there then? Yeah, I don't know. I just think those things just shouldn't exist because they're either like irrelevant and like why did you print it, or they're like wait why did you ruin my game because this guy's just randomly good against this one other person.
Yeah.
It's like one of the two, and neither are good.
Yeah, and I guess the idea behind it is like it's a silver bullet in the meta. But like that's not how you do those, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't it. Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they kept it too, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
purest gold, aether gold, or the purest aether quartz is on -1 to hit as long as you have your aether quartz around. So he has his own little version
Oh
of
yeah,
Shining
yeah.
Company. Greater
Yep.
power. Sun Metal does 2 mortal wounds instead of 1 with this guy, which is nice.
Yep.
And Greater Power of Hish is pick 3 things that get to wound or do mortal wounds on a 5-up instead of a 6-up with their Sun Metal. So that's always going to be good. And now that Venari
Was
Blade
it D3
Lords,
still?
huh?
Was it D3 still?
Yes, still D3.
Okay.
Yeah. And now that the Blade Lords have Sun Metal weapons, like that gives that a little bit more value too.
Blade Lords have. Oh, were they? They
They
weren't Sun Metal before, were they?
they were not.
Oh,
You know
that's
they
right.
yeah, Blade Lords are gonna be sweet. You're gonna lug them, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad I have mine painted.
Yep. And then once per turn, instead of getting the extra command point, he can issue commands anywhere on the table. Once per battle round to Ymetrica units.
Okay.
So like he's only like playable in Ymetrica, I feel like right now. But like that's still like a powerful ability.
Well, the problem is I don't know if you want him in Ymetrica though.
Probably not even, right? Do you want your stone mages and your cows and stuff?
Well, actually, that is really good though. So maybe you do. I don't know.
This is
That's
one I don't
interesting.
know until I like build list with. If I do that,
But he's not a Larith, right?
he's not a Lareth, no.
Yeah, so it's just that's weird. That's weird to me.
Yeah,
That he's Ymet like they kind of I feel like they messed that up when they were like Ymetrica's like the main one, but also they're the cows. It's like wait,
that's a
you
good
messed
point.
that
Yeah,
up. Yeah, I don't know. They did something really weird with that one. That just doesn't feel quite right.
that should have been like an all-comer one.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Don't you feel like that?
I totally agree. Yeah, I didn't really think about it though, you know. But yeah,
Yeah,
the more you say it, like, yeah, I agree.
yeah. It's just weird.
Hmm.
Don't know.
And what is the
You need
generic one? Yeah.
Andrew's saying he has to paint basically everything of Lumineth for him.
Yep. You'll get there, buddy. I know it's a lot of work. You'll get there.
We're getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely.
Oh yeah.
I do really like this color scheme though, and
Oh, I love
this is
it.
definitely like make me want to
Play your
like
Lumineth
play
again.
Lumineth more. I think
Yeah.
I messed up by trying to like do my like Slaneshi thing as
Yeah.
well. I think I because like it's like as soon as I decided I wanted to do that, I just stopped doing everything because I couldn't like exactly pin down how I wanted to do that bit.
Oh yeah.
So like I feel like I just need to like do that afterward and just like figure out how to add it on as opposed to like going hard with it and
Yeah.
just like do like little things as opposed to like
Hmm.
really make it like a super big feature so I
And
can
I'm
actually
having
just
trouble
get the
too
hammer on
with
the
like
table.
that terrain board. I don't know how to do the resin pour yet, so like I haven't yet.
So yeah.
I get it. It's a real feeling. But I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, I'll get there probably by just mostly abandoning the idea, but keeping it around a little bit, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think you already have it done on a couple guys.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like
So
the
it's like
not gonna
kind
be
of
an
there.
Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, maybe it's just this unit instead of my whole army now.
Right. Yeah, it's like, or just like a few guys, and like I can do it here and there, and yeah.
Yeah. When it strikes you, for sure.
Yeah. And like I can just like paint it on as opposed to like trying to feel like I need to convert into it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they also have a lot of little details that make them very difficult, right?
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of them are good. The hats don't do it for me in this army. I don't know. Like, they look so goofy to me. But, like, I really like the armor.
You know, I like the hats better than the armor.
Alright.
To me, the armor is fine, but like nothing special to me. But I don't know. I like the hats.
Yeah.
I like it being ridiculous. They're like they're like what hoity-toity elves should be. Like
Yeah.
being like, look at how big my hat is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much better than you because I have a bigger hat.
You're probably right, yeah.
And they just like, I mean, you don't have to think so.
I mean,
It's
maybe I
not
just don't like
required,
the
clearly.
Dom energy they have, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I just don't respect it.
But they don't. They like can't hear to themselves like how silly they sound talking about how much bigger their hat is
Yeah.
to everybody else. It's just like, okay, dude. You know, yeah, oh yeah, you're so much better than me because you're a big hat. Yeah, uh huh.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to, like, Pompadours getting that treatment in the future, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, we looked really dumb with these. I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And, like, the mullets in the 80s, same deal. Yeah. Anyway, off topic yet again.
Yeah, that happens.
Minari, Lord of Regent on foot, has the 2 damage weapon still. So he's 20 points less. And he still has the Purest Aether Quartz and the Power of Highish and the Sun Metal and the level 1 Wizard. So I think that, like, the only thing he lost was the bonus command to Ymetrica and Demon Bane.
Okay.
And he's a little slower.
Oh, and he probably has less wounds, I would guess.
6 wounds compared to 6 wounds. No, he has the same.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
He's just slower. Yeah. But, like,
Wait, how fast does the other guy move?
16.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
That
I,
is that is indeed a quick boy.
yeah, I like this guy way better than Lyrion.
Yeah,
Even
I think
in
I do too.
Ymetrica. I think I'd rather have, like, him holding the stuff. Unless you find to the point actually where, like, this you're always giving it to the Stone Mage. Like, you're always making the Stone Mage the general and giving him the relic. And then
Yeah, at which point you might as well have the other guy, right?
Yeah, so that might be the case actually.
But I'm just curious if you're ever running either of these in Ymetrica. Like, I'm curious what the lists look like. Does it have the room for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I imagine they want
I
one
don't know.
more hero for the, like, command entourage. Because you're gonna have the
Probably.
cow, and you're gonna have the Stone Mage. So, like, what's your one other pick? It's probably a wizard,
Maybe.
right?
I mean, that's not hard to do.
Yeah, but, like, I guess I mean, like, it's probably like a wind mage for the teleport.
Oh
Or
yeah.
like
Oh, I
a
see what you're saying. Yeah.
Cathalar,
Yeah.
right? It's probably not these guys.
Yeah, it's probably not those guys.
Yeah.
But maybe it's those. I don't know. I don't know.
I guess we'll see when we get through, right?
Yeah.
We're getting there.
I'll have to build a list and see what fits.
Yeah. Yeah, do the Pompadour conversion. Yeah, of course.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay. And then Bannerblade. This guy got a glow up, so he's 100 points now. Not sure what he was. But he used to have, like, a
Pretty
reroll
close.
bravery aura. Now he has a reroll charge aura.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
100 points reroll charge. And then, like, a once per game, do some mortal wounds to a point.
His weapon's
Sorry.
kind of junk.
Yeah, his weapon's junk.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a fight with him.
Yeah. But again, maybe you replace your Metrico with him to make sure your cows get into combat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah. And, like, this is, like, the one army that I think we reviewed that I'm not, like, stoked to have a reroll charge aura in, you know?
Right. It's like
Like, your spear guys get a bonus if they are charged. And, like, I guess a cool thing you can do is put them on the terrain feature and extend the range to be reroll charge for, like, ever. That's kind of cute, right?
Is that what does the terrain feature do?
It, like, doubles the range of, like, something. Let's go there real quick.
Yeah, because I would be surprised if that worked.
I only know that
Yeah,
they're talking about it on Warhammer Weekly.
he's definitely nothing except for the aura, that's for sure.
Exactly, but 100 points for a foot hero. Pretty cute.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so defensible. Put it in. It does not have a mount. Referred to as a terrain.
So
Oh,
my
what?
point is like,
I think the point is you just put him in there, and it's like a bigger bubble around him, right? Because the circle around like the Shrine Luminor is much bigger than the circle around
because you measure from the terrain piece.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, you measure from the terrain piece. Yep.
okay.
Your
So you
comment
gain a
came a
little
moment
bit.
too late. I think the delay's pretty real between real time and
Oh, absolutely
right?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like okay, so like reroll charge. Like I don't know if this army wants that effect, but if this army wants that effect, I think he's aggressively costed for that.
Yeah. You know what? No, I don't think in the thing though. Because unless because I think you're just going to have him in front of it anyway, right? And if you have him like a millimeter in front of it, it's hitting the guys that you really want to hit more, right?
What do you mean?
Because like you have to assume that if you're trying to charge them, you're trying to get farther forward so that you can get your charges in, right? Most likely,
Right.
right? So you wherever your Shrine Luminor is, if he is sitting right in front of your Shrine Luminor instead of in it, he's now closer than the bubble's now farther forward
And you
than
think
it
the
would
Shrine
be.
Luminor is going to be backfielded a little bit? Yeah.
I mean, generally they have to be to some extent.
Yeah.
I don't know that because in either way you can just walk him forward, right? Like even if you put him right next to it instead of in it, and you walk him forward, it's suddenly.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Actually.
I don't know. And like after you make those charges, like you're not really caring about the rerolling charges anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, yeah, maybe it's a little cute, like it's a interesting thing, but like otherwise, I don't know if you.
It's probably not ultimately worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't. I think that's cute, not really gaining you anything. That's my thought. That's my
You're
hot
right.
take on
Actually,
that
yeah.
one.
I think you convinced me. But yeah. I don't know if this guy's gonna see play. Yeah, it's hard baby. I just don't know how much you want to charge in this book.
Yeah, like maybe there's a list that you do, and maybe that list is actually, the Alarth one. Yeah,
you might be right.
we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see.
So we got the Sentinels. So their changes, they no longer ignore line of sight, and they're a 24-inch range unit. And then the birds, instead of ignoring line of sight, what they do is, if you're within 6 inches, or if you're within 12 inches of another sentinel or ballista, you get to add 6 to the range of your bow. So you're 30 inches still.
Oh yeah, you absolutely are.
So you get your power pair with this unit and itself.
So that's one of the things that changed, right, from
Yeah.
the box. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So you still have your 30 inches. You just can't ignore line of sight, which I don't think super mattered anyway.
Yeah, it was just like annoying when it did matter. I feel like, but
Yeah.
usually didn't. Yeah. But yeah, you almost always ran them in multiples anyway. So like,
Yeah.
what's the big deal?
And like, if anything, it's telling you to do so still.
Yeah, it's telling you like, hey, the correct play is to run more of these, not less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
So yeah, I'm not in love with that, but I'm not like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
either.
it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, like, there's still like the sun metal weapons. But interestingly enough, sun metal changed on a lot of these units, so it affects all of their weapons. Or like before, it said it would like affect the bow, and it just says weapons now.
Oh, so like the melee weapons also get it?
Yep.
Ooh,
That's
that makes
gonna
them a little spicier.
yeah. And it's gonna matter too with the Dawn Riders.
And they're down to 150 now again?
Yeah, they're back down to 150. I forgot to say that. Yeah.
And they have their range
Yep.
still.
What are we
Hmm.
doing here, right?
Hmm. They seem like they just brought it right on back
Yeah.
to like is there a difference between these now as to when they first came out?
Yeah, Lore Seeker isn't around to get in their face and then give reroll hits.
That's
5 up
right.
to 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah. That's true.
difference.
That's the difference. Okay.
Is you
Okay.
can no longer reroll hits, which is
Which that's good.
pretty
That's good.
big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's big. Okay. Yeah. Then it was almost even a benefit that. Well, I guess you just re-roll the fours anyway, even if they hit right
Yeah.
before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The no re-rolls. That's the big difference. Okay.
That's the
Yep.
big
Yep.
thing they lost, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But then you
Definitely.
got the Helen shenanigans where they're double shooting. So we'll see if it really changed.
Yeah, that's true. Double shooting is just as good,
Yeah,
if not better. No, it's just better.
it's just better, yeah. So again, I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we just took a step backwards overall. But I
Yeah.
think in a world
Well,
where you play
okay.
them fair, I think 150 points is right.
Yeah, I don't actually think the Helen ability should really be taken into account there. Because the way that you would actually get the double shots, like, normally is just, like, really bizarre
Yeah,
and very easily FAQ'd, so, like, I'm not super worried about that one.
I'm not
And
either.
it's also, like, I feel like it's also questionable whether you even want to do it. You probably do, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's
kind
just
of
there's
weird.
gonna be a window case where like somebody throws one thing in front of you. And you're like, oh, he's within 6. Cool. I get to shoot with impunity now, you know?
Yeah,
And
like
you're thinking
they
that's
like
gonna get
move one
FAQ'd.
guy up,
Yeah.
and it's like, oopsie, you
Yeah.
messed up. That's true. Could be. Oh yeah, because you can move beforehand, so you can just like move everybody closer to it,
Yeah.
and then just shoot anything you want
Yeah.
with double shots. Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's so weird.
And if you really, really need it, you can speed of hish it there.
Yeah, that would be very weird. Okay, yeah, I don't know about that. That seems weird.
Yeah. But like in a world where you don't have like the Hellon shots consistently, or you can at least like play around it, I think
Yeah,
150 is right.
yeah, without the rerolls and everything that made them problems before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But you definitely run them. Like if you're gonna run multiple of these guys, you're running Helen for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And I think like you always run one of these. And let's get to why, because they still have their conditional battle line for each warden you have.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
But you don't get the extra range if you only run one.
Yeah, that's true. But like I'm just looking at the warden's battle or profile, and they're exactly the same except for they're 150 now instead of 140. So I feel like you'd run 2 of these and then a archer unit instead of 3 of these every time.
You think you run the Sentinels over the Archer over the extra Warden? Probably.
I think
Yeah, I
so.
suppose that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you're running the Dawn Riders.
Yeah, they any better?
Yes, I would say so. Oh, these also lost their once per game hand grenade thing too.
I forgot they had that, to be
Yeah, like
honest.
once per game on a 2-up D3 mortal wounds to an enemy unit. So like, who cares? But
Yeah.
and I guess the unit leader gained the Sun Medal too, because the champion sword didn't traditionally have it, and now it does.
Yes, right.
Which I actually kind of like. Just the unit has Sun Medal instead of like these
Yeah.
specific weapons.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like 1 more damage sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's way cleaner. Yeah. So I really
Yeah.
like that part of it. But yeah, like also, I guess the Shining Company Freedom makes them a little bit better too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably exactly why the Wardens went up.
Yeah.
Because the new Shining Company is definitely better.
Exactly. And I think I think they're going to be a better unit than they ever were before, despite not looking like they changed much and points going up.
Yeah. No, I definitely think they are.
Yeah,
Yep.
which that's cool too. I respect that. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then let's talk about the Dawn Riders. Come here, mouse. So they went down to 140 for 5. And as of Arcane Cataclysm, they're 160.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So they're pretty aggressively costed. And the things that changed, or I'm not sure if they changed, but I'm pretty sure I think they did, is the Deathly Furrows affects the horses in addition to the spears. So they're targeting a thing with 2 or less wounds. They get +1 attack on all their profiles, and +2
Oh,
attack
wow.
on all their profiles. If they're fighting 1 wound thing. And also, all the weapons have sun metal. So if you're fighting a 1 wound thing, you have 7 attacks with sun metal.
Oh my god. Oh, the dashing hooves have sun metal?
Yes.
Oh, those are very shiny hooves.
Yeah. My sun metal hooves.
Okay.
How cool is
All
that
right.
shit, right?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. And
that makes those hooves like way more dangerous.
Yeah.
Way more dangerous.
Yeah, because if an unmodified hit roll for an attack made by this unit is a 6. Not by this unit's sun metal lance. By this unit.
Yeah. By this unit.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to get FAQ? Did they mess that up, or is that intentional? It feels intentional.
Our buddy Electman thinks it's going to get FAQ'd.
Okay.
I'm so on the fence of it. I want it to stay that way, to be honest. Because I just think it makes it so much cleaner.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And it makes these units, like, useful, actually. And, like, I guess they were always, like, the bane of Flesh Eater Courts, right?
Oh, sure.
I feel like you played these against my Flesh Eater Courts, and I was very sad. When I was like, I'm holding this backfield. You're like, I'm moving 24, and I'm killing them. And it's and you have 2 models. There's nothing you can do about this.
I don't think it was me, but yeah, I believe that happened.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, against, like, 1 wound infantry, these were, like, the original bounty hunters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, with the extra attacks. And, like,
yep.
We don't live in a world where, like, we're fighting a ton of those units right now, but we could one day.
Right.
And if they become common, like, I think these guys are going to be, like, you run them a lot.
Yep.
So I don't think the sun metal is negligible on them, even though, like, the profile isn't that great.
Well, I mean, think about it this way, like, dashing hooves is just 2 extra attacks.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so minimum
it's 3
sun metal each, yeah.
It's like, with a full unit, it's 15 attacks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems okay with
and, like, there's always a place for a mobile tar pit in these armies. In armies in general, I feel like.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're much of a tar pit, but they're not super
2 wounds each
survivable.
of the Forp save, and then you can double stack, like, the Aether Quartz and the all-out defense.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can maybe get it.
Mm-hmm. That's the old wording for the Dawn Rider. What's the old wording? These are the new War Scrolls, so I don't think it's... I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew. Oh yeah, and you can sun metal themselves, too. So, like, 5 attacks on a 5 up to wound. Like, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I just kind of assumed that it's 5 up for the sun metal.
Yeah.
Because it's just so easy, because they can just do it themselves.
And it's a hard spell to want to dispel, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm a big fan of these. I've always loved the model, but, like, I think they definitely have a place.
Apparently Deathly Furrows was old wearing.
The start of the combat phase, you could say that unit will use its Deathly Furrows. You do so, you can either add 1 to the attack's characteristics of that unit's melee weapons, but it can only target wounds of 1 and 2, or add 2 and it can only target wounds of 1. That's what this one says. Is that how it always was? Was it not that way before?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Unit's melee. I'm
Oh, okay.
confused.
So it was also that in the old book too. I see. Okay. It was also the what? Yeah.
Oh, the
Egosis
Deathly
used to
Crows
also get the
also work for
attacks.
the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I follow.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, missed
Yeah,
that.
I wasn't
But they
sure if
weren't.
that
But
was like.
they weren't as relevant in the old book
Yeah, they weren't
because
sun
they
metal.
couldn't sun metal, right? And now it's much more relevant because it's sun metals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
Got it.
cute. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about the confusion. But overall, like maybe you run like 2 Sentinels and these as your battle line too.
Yeah, maybe. I certainly don't hate these guys.
Yeah.
Especially,
So
like most people are gonna have like a target you can probably pick off.
yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. I
Or
think it
again,
depends.
like they're fast, so like you
I
can reach
mean,
out and push
these are the
more.
bane of the Night Haunt, right? Like, holy crap.
Yeah. With all of our 1 wound infantry going around.
Yeah, right.
And like
Like,
some
and then
soldiers list, yeah.
it's all like mortal wound damage that they can be doing.
Yeah.
So it gets around your ethereal and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems really good there.
They actually slap against 1 wound.
Yeah, they
Like,
really
yeah.
do.
I really like them in this book. With that like little bit of change.
Yeah, that seems pretty big, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So the ballistae, I think they got a lot better. So they got one more attack. That's 3 damage against monsters. And D3 otherwise. So they're 130 points for 3 attacks that are 2s, 3s, -2 D3. And they have a 6-up ward if they didn't move. And they get the +6 range. So they can have a 36-inch range if they're near archers or another ballista.
Okay. Yeah, I remember them being okay when I ran them. Do they still have the shining thing? The blinding bolts?
They do, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think 130 is like pretty aggressively costed for something like that. So I'm looking at these, and 2 of them are 260, where like 3 Kurnoth are 230, and it's like a
Right.
very similar damage output with a
If I
very
remember right,
similar range.
this isn't. I don't think this is more than they were. In fact, I think it's. I mean, I don't think it's less than they were. It might even be more than they were before.
More what?
More points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were pretty cheap before too. If I remember right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the app real quick.
Yeah. Well, it might be updated. Oh, I guess not yet.
No, because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
So it's
Close.
135 before.
Yeah. Okay. So they actually went down in
It
points.
went down by 5, and it had 1 less attack. It was.
Oh, there was a way.
Threes.
There was a way it could get the third attack, right?
Oh, let's see. Actually, blinding bolts. Add
Wait,
one
is
to
that
hit
a thing?
rolls. Each time you allocate a wound or mortal wound to this unit, on a 6 wound. In addition, add 1 to the attack character so you use bolt if it did not move in the same turn.
You almost missed that in addition
Yeah.
bit. I hate those.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I guess you're right. It did have the 3 attacks if it didn't move. So
yeah.
that means it got another 6 to its threat range. So it's a 42-inch threat range, where it was always just a 30. So
Yeah.
I guess that might be negligible, like diminishing returns.
Yeah, I think it is.
But like not for nothing. To mention that.
I remember thinking it was okay. It wasn't ever like it wasn't stellar, but like there's some fun things I think you can do with blinding bolts and stuff. So like I certainly don't hate it.
I think they're still okay at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're a little better. Yeah.
But probably just okay.
Yeah, I mean, again, like they remind me a lot of Kurnoths right now, and Kurnoths are pretty good.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what though? Yeah, I think there's play with them at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if it's the most competitive thing, but yeah, I guess we'll move on for now. There's not much more to say, but like, yeah, I think they're good enough.
Yeah.
See, Venari Blade Lords. So these got the glow up. They lost the 4-up spell ignore because they ran out of things to put on their page, or ran out of room on their page rather. So that's fine. But in an army where everything dispels and it has like +1, does it really like? Does that really matter that much?
Is that what we're going for here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their perfect strike and their like fury of blows thing changed. So instead of measuring for each enemy unit within an inch of your guy, it's just if there's like 5 to 10, it's +1, and if it's 10 or more, +2 attacks on their flurry of blows. Kind of like how Vanquishers are.
Oh, I like that. Yep,
Yeah.
that's good.
And the perfect strikes are 2 up. Yeah, you roll a dice on a 2 up, it's a mortal wound.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so 5 attacks with Sun Metal on a 2 up. So that's
Sun metal.
sick. Yeah, on a 2 up to a mortal wound. The attack sequence ends.
So do they actually have? Oh, they do. Hang on.
They have Sun Metal, yep.
Oh, they actually. Okay, so they have sun metal, and like they can have how many attacks with?
On a 2 up? 1 each.
2.
So 5.
No, hang on. Is it?
Oh, you're talking about the flurry of blows?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get up to 4 each.
Yeah, they can get up to 4 each with sun metal weapons.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, for 125?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they can just do it on a 2 up if there's not a lot of things.
Yeah, if you're just like hitting one thing, you just go flap. Yeah.
Which is very, very, very clean.
Yes,
I like
definitely.
that a lot better. And then they have a bodyguard rule. I think they always had that in Shining Company. Yeah, like I think these are going to be like 2 of them. You could see play very easily.
So I'm curious. So
And they're a battle line if you have a Venari hero, or 1 unit for each Venari hero.
yes, that. Wait, Venari? Yeah. Wait, no, isn't it Sonari?
It might be Stenari.
Yeah, it's like they
I write it
protect.
down here, like
I think
a-
they protect the wizards.
Oh,
it was
Stenari.
weird.
Yep, Stenari.
Yeah, it's a weird thing like that.
Yeah. I'm looking at the War Scroll, so it says Stenari there. So yeah, probably for Stenari.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, like you're running a Stenari wizard. I'm telling you that much.
Oh, almost certainly.
This is a book that lives and breathes by its spells.
And I'm gonna try to do everything to make sure that's not a thing.
You got it, man.
By running
That's
a
what you need
large
to do. But overall, like, yeah, I think the Blade Lords got like exactly the globe they needed. Their price to be moved. Were they always 2 wounds?
Yep.
All right, so there's still 2 wounds, which is good.
Yeah, no. Honestly, the weapons are the only thing that changed.
And they lost the 4-up spell ignore.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What?
The weapon changes are very good.
I think so. Yeah. Like that could potentially be a lot of mortal wounds.
Yeah, at the very least, very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finding a unit of 10 isn't too hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, of course, like, I love Bodyguard. I've talked about how good Bodyguard is all the time on the show.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
They're basically Vanquishers with Bodyguard. Like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Especially in a world with bounty hunters right now, right?
Oh yeah.
The stuff that you're going to get the bonus attacks are usually going to be... Which is, I guess, a little bit of a nombo with your Sun Metal, but...
Yeah, and actually, because they're probably... Actually, no, it's probably... They probably want not to have bounty hunters because of the... Because then they would... Because they are battle line, too.
Fair, yeah.
Most of the time, so that would just kind of get them wrecked by bounty hunters.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll keep that in mind. But overall, very good War Scroll, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Alright, now we're at the Sonari stuff. Okay, Deep Thinkers everybody has, where you autocast on 9. Very good. The Sonari Cathlar is 110 points, level 1 wizard. And once per phase, if a unit uses its Aether Quartz within 18, you can redirect the penalty to an enemy. But you don't force them to take the battle shock for you anymore.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, you just redirect, which I could have done without that personally, but it's not the end of the world either.
Yeah.
Yep, can be battle line per Sonari, yeah. We got there eventually. Look at all these things that sound exactly the same. It's very hard for me. I'm doing the best I can.
They do all sound very similar.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Anyway, so yeah, and her spell is cast value 7, range 18. Pick one enemy unit and roll 2d6 each time to make a. Okay, so this is the Bellacore on Bravery. Normal move, runs, retreats, charge, moves, shoots, fights. Yeah, those are the things. Okay. Oh, and I guess the Blade Lords are optional battle line, even with a Scenario Hero. So for each Scenario Hero, you may have a unit of Blade Lords as battle line.
Oh, so you can make them not battle line if you want.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay,
Which is
that
probably what you're
definitely
going to
helps.
be doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can put them in Bounty Hunters again. Wait, nice and safely.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, so, like, the Bellacore-esque spell, like, against the... It's only going to super work well against low bravery armies, but I think when it does, just having that in your pocket, it's an extremely powerful spell. And if not, you just lean back on the lore of the Lumineth, which is very good.
Yeah.
And it's a wizard for 110. Like, that's price to move.
Oh yeah.
And it does nothing else. Like, it has one attack on a 4-up to hit, so whatever.
I mean, if nothing else, it's passing off the whatchamacallit too,
Yeah, the bravery.
which is still pretty good, even if it doesn't make them take a battle shock test for it.
Yeah. And, like, your guys aren't huge on bravery either, so it keeps them a little safe from that.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're going to see these a lot, but I don't think it's going to be like before where this is the only scenario you see, because I think they actually did a pretty good job giving value to these.
Which is good.
Yeah, so the next one
There
is
are a lot of them.
the Arcane Cataclysm one hero,
Mhm.
which is going to be the 2-cast wizard, and she can twin once per turn. When she casts a spell successfully on a 3-up, you copy it.
Oh, that's right.
So how she changed, though, was you can't target the same unit with the copy.
Oh, okay.
So no more Dawn Riders running 14 times or 12 times 2 times 2, so 58 inches or 48 inches rather. Yeah.
That seems healthy.
No more of that. So, but
Oh god.
spreading it out is still probably super good enough.
And no, I'm pretty sure they do move 14. I think you were right to start with.
Oh, okay. So 28 and then 54. Yeah. Okay.
56?
56. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was fun while it lasted, guys. Very funny.
We're done.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, that doesn't need to happen, but man, that is yeah, that's how I felt too when I heard about that. It's funny as hell. But still, like hitting a heat metal on two things, having two things movement, it's pretty good, and it's once per turn,
Oh,
not
yeah.
once per game even. So like,
Yep.
if it doesn't go off, oh well, maybe we'll get it next turn. And what's her natural spell? 12 up. Until your next hero phase, each time a wound or mortal wound is allocated to the caster, your opponent allocates a wound or mortal wound to the. Or yeah, you allocate it to the enemy that you picked. So you
Oh, yeah,
bound with an enemy unit. Yeah.
They just kind of like blast back.
Yeah. Oh, also, I guess 24 inches with the foxes times 2 times 2. So 48 times 2, 96.
Wait, but that's irrelevant.
The point is, Bill, I want to start on one side of the board, make it all the way to the other side, and start making it way back.
Yeah, start
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, like my battle tactic is to run a lap around the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do it in like one turn, guys.
But yeah, you're right. I think it's pretty redundant, but like
48's already good enough.
that's one of those
In like
things. Yeah.
absolutely every case. It's just like funny. It's like, hey, guess what? I can move 96.
Yeah. Or if, like
It's
this
like
is
at that
a
point
video
you're
game,
like,
you get an achievement.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Exactly.
you got it. Yeah. So like
That's-
yeah, no more of that, but still, there's enough
That's
of these
fine.
things that you want to like dual cast and
Yeah.
hit multiple things anyway. So it's fine. Yeah,
I
but like
definitely think
170
that's
for a
fine.
2-cast wizard, kind of a 3-cast. Yeah, I think she's gonna have a place for sure.
Seems like, yeah.
See, all right, the Scenari Caligiver. The name was cut off. Calligraph. Calligrave. That's what it was. Yes.
I'll agree.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom. So basically, how this fella changed. I don't have any idea what he did before, but I knew nobody ever played him. So basically, how he works now is you can either. So you pick an enemy hero Yeah, once per battle in your hero phase. Instead of attempting to cast any spells, you can pick a point, and then you roll based on what the battle round is. And you do some mortal wounds. So, like, I don't really super feel like reading that one. So it's like some mortal wounds, like, the later the game goes, the more chance it is to do more damage. Alright.
Sure.
And then his spell is you pick an enemy unit within 24 inches, and you can either mark him, or just deal D3 mortal wounds to that hero. And then the next turn, you cast the spell, and if you hit the marked hero, you do 2d6 mortal wounds.
Ooh.
Yeah. And what Andrew alluded to in the chat, the scripter Mortis is sitting here going like, am I a joke to you? So, like, this guy is 40 points less than the scripter Mortis. And granted, it's a spell that goes off, not an auto thing like the scripter Mortis. But the scripter Mortis can only can only proc once per turn or per game usually.
Yeah.
I'm tripping over my words. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, so the scripter Mortis usually only goes off once per game. This guy pretty much goes off twice. And he's cheaper. And he's a wizard.
What is the casting value? Can't even see. Oh, of 8. There it is.
8. Okay. Okay, 8's a little rough for that.
Well, but there's so many things you can mitigate that with. Like,
Yeah.
so many. First off, just run the one that gives you +1. Bam.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Zytrek?
Yeah, Zytrek. Yeah.
Zytrek. Okay. And now, don't all Scenari, you said, have a once per game just
Casting
get
9?
spell
Yeah,
on
deep
9?
thinkers. Yep.
Yeah. So wait, so
The
you
terrain
you
piece
start
lets
by
you reroll
rolling.
one cast. You could bring the cogs.
Oh, yeah, you just throw them in there.
Yeah.
There's like a million ways to make this work.
Yeah.
And get your 2d6 damage.
And it's still not guaranteed, but I don't know about you. Like,
I mean, it's practically guaranteed with the 9.
yeah.
Like,
If I went up to you and I said, this hero, next turn, is going to do 2d6 mortal wounds to you, wouldn't that scare you?
I mean, okay, here's the thing, though. You do have to, it's 24-inch range, so you actually have to be close enough that they can't run away.
But, like, if you put it on them, wouldn't you want to, like, try to run away? Wouldn't that limit your options on what you're capable of doing?
Yeah, it's true. Now, is it only the next turn that they're marked for, or are they marked
So, you hit
indefinitely?
a hero, you can either do D3 mortal wounds to them, or mark them for erasure. Then, if you hit them again with the spell, if they're marked for erasure, you do the 2d6 mortal wounds.
Oh, so it's like, okay, you ran away. Now you stay away, because if you come close again, I'm gonna blast you.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, got it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Can you-
there's a lot of moving parts, but, like, I think the damage is right on this.
I think the damage might be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. Okay.
Yeah, like, I think this is
Yeah.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, like, the most competitive thing you can do, but I could see you doing this, right?
Oh,
In
sure.
general, like, before where, like, it literally had no purpose.
Yeah.
So even if it's, like, a fun thing, like, there's purpose to this guy now.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
No
I'll
matter how
run
strong
weird steel teals. That's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Last Scenari thing, I think, is the Score Seeker. The Lore Seeker, rather.
Pretty over all of these scenarios. They
Yeah.
kind of blend together, I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
They're all weird, but
So-
hero wizards.
Yeah, this was the guy that, like, auto took a objective before. You remember him?
Yeah.
So basically what he does now is instead of auto taking it, he counts for 10 on the point.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So there's actually, like, play around it, but he's, like, meaningful still.
Yeah.
And he's 160 points, level 1 wizard, deep thinkers. He has 1 to save if he's more than 9 inches away from other friendly units. And I guess you give him Flaming Weapon, and you just have him slap some stuff.
Yeah, like, 'cause
He's fine, right?
he looks fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's not the worst.
I think that was a healthy way to address his Or Scroll too.
I like that, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good
instead of
change.
just like, I ought to get it, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Especially with like all the ways that you could just like save stack him with like the endless spell and but like he's still like a force you have to like commit something to deal with still,
Right.
which is good. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
So Alex,
Interesting change.
I think I vaguely finished him, which is weird because I never finish models on stream
Oh boy,
from start to end. Right?
yeah.
Very
Well,
confusing.
he's looking good.
Well, there you go. Not bad.
So
I like
what's
this color
next?
scheme. Yeah, we'll
You
get him
finished up
actually in frame.
just in time to get to the Alarith.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
All
funny.
right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go. All Earth time.
Maybe you could do the base.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The base is just like, it just kind of like I'm using the crackling stuff for them.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna take forever to dry.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And I don't know if I want to just have it sitting there forever. I'll do it later.
that's fair. Okay. All right.
Oh
So,
yeah,
Spirit of the Mountain, I believe, went up by 2 wounds. I think it was 12. Now it's 14.
sweet.
Yeah. The Geomantic Blast is like a 25-inch range that degrades one attack 3/2 minus 2d6. So there's that relic that like you get to basically pick a cow nearby and boost that to shoot twice. A Valinor's is the same. So this guy has 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, minus 2, 5 damage.
I damaged a lot.
Yeah. And he has the command yeah, he still has the command ability where you give a Alarth unit plus 1 attack, but he selects D3 of them. And a Valinor
okay.
selects 3 of them. And then also the cow. This guy gives you a. You pick one enemy unit in the shooting phase, and that thing has -1 to hit. Is there a range? Yeah, it's 12-inch range and it degrades. And he has 380 points. I'm just gonna go to a Valinor real quick and compare them.
Yep.
Because they're pretty similar. So Valinor affects 3 units with his +1 attack command ability. Oh, they both fight at top bracket if they're within 3 inches of an Alarith Stone Mage.
This bad boy.
Yeah, so the Stone Mage keeps them at tip-top shape. And a Valinor is 6 attacks, 3 threes, minus 2, 5 damage.
Oh, it's still 5 damage though?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, you got an extra rend, but the unnamed one is a 2-up to wound. But if you remember, there's the relic that give you a +1 to wound.
Yeah, right? So that's really good with
And then he does like some mortal wounds on 6s to wound. Or a modified 6 to hit is a mortal wound in addition. That's what it is. Okay.
What is this? What is this?
He's
What is this
420.
little? Yeah, what is this little, like subtext we got going on over here?
Plays it.
This is a professional stream, Alex. What is going on over here?
Yeah, sorry, it escaped me. I won't let it happen again.
Professional stream. That's totally what we are. Yeah.
Bill, people take us seriously. No, they do not.
No. We mostly just do this for fun.
Exactly. Yeah. But so Valinor is 40 points more for like what seems like a lot more damage. And his -1 to hit thing is an aura instead of like 1 unit.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, see what I mean? Like, look at this guy. It's probably going to be delayed for you. So you're looking at a Valinor, and he looks surprised as hell.
Yeah, but look at the mountain. Compare the mountain too.
So let's look at the mountain. Okay, yeah.
You see what I mean? Like the mountain fits the face too, I think.
So maybe we put
just like way
Valinor mountain, and the rest of it is the base one.
No, I'm doing the Valinor face. I'm sorry. Gotta have angry cow.
He's just like, oh, look at my hard work, and this one's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. You can't believe grass bunchers are a word. That's what that face looks like to me.
Oh man, you know what? We'll just agree to disagree on this one. All right, Alex.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a Valinor is like mostly just better. I think so. For the other one is you're running both of them.
Yep.
Which I honestly like. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like 16 wounds, ignoring Rend 2 with a 3-up save. You can bring it a 2-up pretty easily.
I'm pretty excited for these guys, honestly. I'm ready to play one. I got maybe. Well, not next week. I gotta run. I gotta paint something Slaves to Darkness next week, but maybe the
Yeah.
week after when we're doing Gargants, I'll paint up a better looking
And it's
Gargant.
funny because I think they're as survivable as a Gargant, even though they're 16 wounds instead of 35. It's just the save
That's funny.
bonuses. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they do more damage. Like, no, I think these are great.
Oh no, I'm excited for them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I think the other reason that you might want the Spirit of the Mountain over Basic of Eleanor is if you really wanted a one drop and you wanted 3 heroes that weren't of Eleanor for some reason. And then you can put the Spirit of the Mountain inside of the Behemoth slot instead of the hero slot. Because it's not a hero.
Right. Yes. Exactly. I
So,
thought you were going somewhere else with that, but nope, nope. That was exactly correct.
yeah. So there's like a small use case for the unnamed one over of Eleanor, but
Yeah, and I mean maybe you just can't fit Avalanor. You know?
yeah,
Like,
like 40 points isn't nothing.
yeah, exactly.
And like it might be worth it to sacrifice of Eleanor for one of these and the cogs too, right? Because the cogs is 40 points.
Possibly.
So like it's very clear cut that I think of Eleanor is certainly worth his points. And like maybe you take him every time over the generic one, but I think 2 is very doable. I think like that's real damage for their points.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty survivable for their points too.
So you run like 2 of them and the 3 units of Stone Guard,
Yeah.
the mage, and how many points does that get you? I don't know, some amount.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
the
figure it
Stone
out
Guard
from
are
there.
like 125 for 5.
Yeah.
So I
So
would
not.
definitely I would think about running like a reinforced or double reinforced unit of Stone Guard
Oh, there we go.
and then give them the +1 wound thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the battle line can be anything else too. Or you just do more Stone Guard and just Stone Guard it. But like you don't have to either.
Right.
So like I think you have a lot of wiggle room there. You
It's
just
cool
keep
though.
your heroes
Okay.
pretty limited.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have to though.
You probably don't necessarily have to. I just think it
It's
makes it
probably.
better, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think the cows are going to see a lot of play, to be honest.
I hope so.
Because I just think the damage is like everything's priced pretty there for them. I think,
Mm-hmm.
and like the generous bracketing really helps them, of course,
Oh, definitely. I
and
like
like it
James
helps
back.
everything,
Yeah.
and like especially in like Geometrica, where they're going to have like the ignoring Ren too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're good
Oh
enough
yeah.
in like not in Geometrica too, and like they can
Uh,
affect themselves with their command ability too, and they have like 5 damage weapons.
5 damage is certainly nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Valinor has like he's gonna have 7 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think these are playable
That's
for
what I wanted to
sure.
hear.
Yep. Like I'd be tempted to bring one in like every list I made. It like does so much of what I want.
They are pretty slow though.
Yeah, that's the main problem. But like if I'm bringing wind mages, they can teleport. It's not terrible. But then you run out of the range of the stone mage, which you
Yeah.
don't want to do. Yeah.
You probably just want a guy that can cast Speed of Hish, I think,
Yeah.
and give him that. And then moving 12 is pretty good. And then like
Yeah.
hitting something really hard, and then like maybe the Stone Mage catches up eventually, type of thing.
Yeah. Which gives
But
you a
maybe
reason
that.
to run like the Venari troops too, so you have it.
Yeah. Yep. Because they can cast it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe you do take just like one Sonari, just to just like
And Deep Thinker
maybe
would be
even
really
maybe even
good.
like a new one or whatever. That
Yeah.
like level 2 wizard.
And hit both of them with the speed of Hish.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, actually that works, right? Because
Yeah.
you could also hit the Stone Mage so that they stay together.
Oh yeah.
You could do that too.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's things there.
So what does the Stone Mage do though? So he's 120 points, and he is a one-cast wizard. Start of the combat phase, you can say this unit will adopt the Stone Mage stance. If you do Stone Guard wholly within 12 inches, cannot pile in. However, improve the rend characteristic of their melee weapons by 1. Okay. So if you don't charge and stand perfectly still, you can get an additional rend. That's not bad. But you
Yeah.
have like sun metal anyway, so like, maybe it's not great.
Yeah, with Bonds of Battle, like, wait, no, you don't have Sun Metal on them, do you? Do they
Oh,
get
you
Sun
don't
Metal?
have sun metal, but you have their like stratum hammers do more
Oh,
damage on the
that's right,
six
that's
up.
right.
Yeah,
That's the same thing. Right,
yeah.
right, 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 right.
They don't, but they do.
They don't, but they do.
Yeah,
Yep. They don't, but they do.
which is weird, but that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, I get it.
And then what's his spell? Enduring his rock, he has 18 inches. So your next hero phase, the caster can fly. In addition, pick one enemy unit that's within range. If you do so until your next hero phase, that unit's move character is halved and cannot fly. Okay, so you have multiple sources of half movement in this book too.
Interesting.
And so like that's a
What
good enough
what was the
spell.
range on that?
Oh, that's a great point.
18?
18. Yeah.
Okay, 18's relevant though.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, it's not laughable like 12 or
Yeah,
9.
exactly. Yeah.
There's actually a thing in 40k that does it in melee combat. It's like, what's the point of this?
Why was this printed?
Yeah, which is really funny
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, 120 points for that hero seems like reasonable for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't
It's
think
fine.
he's like the best hero in this book, not even close. But like,
But also it has like the knock-on effects, right? Of like
yeah,
being close to other Alarith stuff.
and it's like like I feel like the Wind Mage, the lore is like good enough to make me want to bring a Wind Mage in like any army. I
Yeah,
think the
this one,
Stone Guard
no.
is like only in the Stone army,
For sure. Yeah.
and like his real thing is you're keeping you're taking the relic, which is really good. That can only go on him with your Metrica stuff, and you're keeping the cows healthy.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stone Guard, 2 wounds, 4-up save, 4-up ward to mortal wounds if they're on an objective you control.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah. So like if you're holding the point with them, you're holding it way better, I guess. Which is cool.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And the leader can do a pair of hammers. So yeah, the leader has 4 attacks and everybody else has 2.
It can do the pair of hammers, though. It doesn't have to be, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But yeah, the pair of hammers don't have rend, where the other weapon does. Okay.
Yeah. If I remember right, it's like I'm not running those.
Yeah. Okay, still the same case, weirdly.
Yeah.
Or actually, I guess if you want to fish for like the sun metal effect, you might want them.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, do they get the sun metal effect?
Yeah, on a 6-up, and then you have the spell from the lore of the stone mages that
Oh,
makes it a
melee
5-up.
weapon. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe.
Oh, it was the that's right. It was the Blade Lords that have the like totally useless secondary weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember. Was that still totally useless? We
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
think
talk
it
about
was. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, these guys, 125 for 5, I think is pretty aggressively priced. And I think they're definitely playable.
I'm sure gonna try them.
Yeah, I think
Regardless.
you should. And I think,
Moving 4 sucks.
yeah, that's the biggest problem with this one army in particular.
Yeah.
With like the Stone Guard stuff is like it's all so slow.
So slow.
Yeah. But I guess if they come to you, you're happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the damage is pretty significant for 125 points on something that isn't Anvil 2. Oh, and if the cows somehow don't kill something or get charged. Oh yeah, because they have +1 attack if they didn't charge. The cows.
That's right.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying not to just like read these out verbatim.
Wait, did they actually just make the stone mallet or diamond pick hammer into one?
Yes, they did.
Okay. I always thought that was. Yeah. Anyway, they
Like,
had like
multiple?
actually different profiles before, but I kind of like it when it's just one.
Honestly, because then you just build the cooler one.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not a
'Cause
huge fan of like weapon varieties.
Yeah. Especially when it's like, well, I want to run these sometimes, so I guess I need to buy double of these guys.
Yeah. Nope. No
Nope.
more.
No more. Good. I can just make the pickaxes and be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can make like a few of each.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Sweet. Like it.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get used to the move for, I think. And I think you have some ways to mitigate it with the double move stuff, but
Yeah, you have double move. You can always run,
you can
right?
always
Like,
run. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, like, you could run enough range stuff to make them want to have to come to you too.
right.
Which is how Stormcast gets away with it, right?
Yeah.
It just mentions, like, I don't know how Owen does it, but yeah. That's how Owen does it. He shoots it at you. Forces the issue. In that Stormcast book, and I think Lumineth can do the very same thing. Alright.
We'll see. Maybe they suck. They might just be bad.
I don't think so, though. Like, I think their damage is enough.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
damage
like-
does seem quick.
I think you can hold a point very well against some armies with the 4 Board Immortals. Like, that ability won't matter to some people, but when it does matter, it is super good.
One damage weapons kind of suck. But was there a way to give them an additional damage? There wasn't, right?
No.
Yeah,
But you're doing mortal wounds a lot, too.
that's true.
And it's like, it's 125 points. It doesn't need to be like a super hammer and anvil.
Right.
And like, you have cows with like 5 damage coming. Those are your hammer pieces.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not like they're like super expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, like they're costed like closer to the realm of like say Chaos Warriors, right?
Yes.
Because they're much closer to that. And Chaos Warriors are just like, well, okay, they're
Good.
different now, but
Yeah.
whatever. Hmm. Yeah, and they don't have the morals. Yeah, no, I think they're fine.
Yeah?
And I'll be excited to run them.
Yeah, I think you should be excited to run them.
Yeah.
Alright. Alania and Elithor, I think they changed a little bit. I don't really know what they used to do. I know they're like everybody in order can take them.
Yeah.
And you get if you're next to your general in a 4-up, you get an extra command point. And you have like a line shooting attack. They're a 2-cast wizard. Your spell
Honestly,
caster 5-up board.
they're just so much text.
Yeah. I remember they had something really weird to them. Yeah, this rule here, the sudden translocation. So, at the end of combat, you roll based on... You roll a dice, and if it's less than or equal to the amount of damage you took with that unit, you heal them d6 and you teleport them off the board outside of 9. Of enemy
Oh, yeah.
units.
Yeah.
Just super weird. So,
Yep.
like, it forces you to run away. Usually. So you can't really hold anything with them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. But, like, I guess it keeps them alive, though.
Yeah, it definitely does that. Like they bounce
Yeah.
around a bunch. They're not about staying in the same place for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, I can't quite gauge if this is good enough. I'm just reading it. I'd have to see it played. I'd have to, like, really feel the effects of that teleport.
Yeah.
And see if, like, you can actually do cool tricks with it. But I think... What's their damage looking like?
See below. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. So if the damage is right on them, this unit's probably good. I just don't know
Equal
if it
to
is.
the number of the current battle round, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, and it can be a shooting attack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
It's like an aura wave from, like, Chrono Trigger or some shit.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Not gonna lie.
260 points?
260,
I know.
2-cast wizard, and probably okay in melee. Yeah, I'm not sold on them, but I'm gonna let somebody else who plays this army figure it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately.
I'd probably just rather run the Light of Eltharion just because it's easier to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if it's the wrong play, like still might do it
I
anyway.
remember on Warhammer Weekly, one of the guests said that they had lists that ran both,
Oh, okay.
which is interesting to me. Which I like that.
Sure.
So maybe you do run both. Yeah, I'd have to play this one to figure it out. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have faith that they probably did it well. All right, Wind Mage. We're almost done. One cast wizard, moves 16. Add one to save rolls versus missile weapons. If an unmodified save roll for... Oh yeah, so it bounces damage back on a 6 with its save, which... That's kind of cool. It throws the bullets back.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the wording. You can make a pile-in move with this unit. It does not have to finish the move no further from the nearest enemy unit than it was at the start of the move.
Oof.
You like that wording?
Oof. No.
Yeah, just say what you want to do, not what you can't not do. Or don't have to not do.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know
What
why
do
they
they-
did that.
I mean, it's got to be for rules lawyering reasons, right?
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the intent here. This is where I would love to see a designer note. You can move away when you pile in.
Yeah. Like that's what it intends.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
designer's notes are highly underutilized in general. So like you have to have like the rules text, of course. Like the rules need to be written in a certain way. But honestly, like, man,
Just say what you mean after you
you
say the
can
word
just
you
talk to me like a normal person at the end.
did.
Be
Yeah.
like, this is what we want the rule to do. We worded it this way to close out loopholes, but yeah, I swear if I make a game, I'm gonna have like designer's notes everywhere. That's just plain text.
I mean, there's something to be said for also designing the game in a way that you don't need them.
Yeah.
But
Anytime that anything is slightly confusing,
yeah, just be like, this is what I meant.
Yeah.
So play it that way,
Mhm.
and don't rules lawyer it to hell.
Yeah, this unit can pile away. I wonder if there's a reason why they didn't do that. Yeah.
Well, probably because everyone would be like, what does that mean?
Yeah. I feel like this was not the best way to write this.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Anyway,
definitely
what else
agree.
does the Wind Mage do? Yeah, and starts wholly within 6 inches of this. Oh, okay. So he makes one Wind Charger unit move 16 instead of 14. And that command trait makes all Wind Chargers in range move 16 instead of 14.
Oh,
That's the difference. Okay.
so it's actually kind of worse than we thought because he can already do it to at least one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the chances that you want to move multiple wind chargers a full 16 enough times in a game to make that artifact worth it is like negligible.
You're probably right, yeah.
Yeah. If it was just one, if he couldn't do it naturally and then could with the ability, it's like, oh, okay, but there's something there.
Yeah.
It's like I got a new toy, but this is like, it's like, well, I can already do it, but like, how many times do I really want to do it? Answer probably not enough for that
Once or
to
twice,
ever
maybe.
be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fair point, yeah. I think I agree. And then Wind Blast. You pick a thing with a 9 on a 2 up to a D3 mortal wounds. Okay. You're taking this for Lore of the Wind Mages, where there's some really good spells there.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
The same way, like, you're taking the Stone Mage to buff the units that want the Stone Mage around them for the buff.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Alright, Hurricane Wind Chargers. So, 150 for 5. They're Battle Line and Hellon. So, if they're within 6 inches, which they'll be able to just, like, move up to, they have 3 attacks instead of 2 attacks that are 3, so he's -1 1. They ignore ward saves, and everybody lost their mind about that, remember?
I do.
Yeah, and it's totally fine.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. So that profile is not super threatening. They lost an additional... So remember they had Rend 2 on their melee weapons, and now they don't anymore.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and it can pass across terrain as if it can fly. Yeah, they're fine. I like him as a skirmish unit. I think the Ignoring Ward has a place, too.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. I don't know if you
They're
can make a full army around them, but
Yeah.
I think one or two.
They're not as good as I want them to be, because I want them to be good and I want to run a whole army of them,
Yeah.
but I don't think I can, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very
I want
Trix
to.
army involved to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I feel like, against some matchups, I think they're insane. But not a lot.
I don't know. Is the damage there, though, on them?
And Helon, maybe? So,
Oh, that's true.
5,
Yeah,
3 attacks,
that's
so
true.
15 attacks. 16 because of the unit leader. All out attack, 2 up, 3 up, -1/1. Can't do ward.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think there's still like a utility, like 1 or 2 of. Alright,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I think I agree.
Yeah, it's 9:54. Okay.
We know these take till 10.
Yeah.
That's just what they
surprised
do.
every time because I'm always like, oh,
Yeah.
we're making good time.
You know what? I thought we were making good time at
It turns out we're not.
like 7:45
Yeah.
when we were getting through the allegiance abilities, and then when you're like, all right, and now we're gonna get to the war scrolls, and I look and it was like 8:45.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how we do that, but we do.
I don't know, man. Alright. Severeth. So he has 4 attacks, 2's 3's -3 D3. The damage is the same. So both of the foxes lost these 2 very important things. Number 1 is they don't move on your turn. They just move on their turn now. So
Okay,
remember
that
how
is a
each
big.
hero phase they moved, or each shooting phase they moved 12? It's just yours now.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Yeah, and they don't shut off your pile-in anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so you used to be able to like charge something and then pile out 3 inches and make them so they can't pile in.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't have a 3-inch range weapon, they couldn't hit you back.
Now I can't remember what they were costing, but it's definitely cheaper, right?
Not much cheaper, but I think they were down
okay.
like 20 points.
Yeah, that's a sad amount.
Yeah. And they didn't really gain anything to go with that.
Yeah, so they kind of got a lot worse.
In my opinion, like, oh, this kind of sucks because I think what made them good was like the fact that you can move in the enemy's turn and then like tie up something like that.
Yeah,
So, like,
or
that's where
like
their
just like
points
get
was.
away and everything. Yeah.
And like, yes, that should be gone from the game. I'm not disagreeing with that, but like these should have, I don't know, like done more damage.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
feel like
it's a big ask for the amount of damage they do without
Yeah.
having all their tricks, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't super matter that you can move 12 away in your shooting phase if you can shoot at 24, right? But I
Right.
guess you could like shoot them and then move into like cover or out of line of sight. So there might be like use cases for it, but I don't think it's like universally. I kind of thought they were gonna get like if they unleash hell, they can move away like the Spoits did in Sylvaneth. What am I talking about? The Gossamet Archers, right?
Yeah.
I kind of thought they were gonna get something like that. So like one of them can do like their bullshit movement shenanigans instead of like the whole army. Because obviously the whole army of it is kind of toxic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think this unit has a role anymore because I think you just bring 2 ballistas instead of a fox now.
I mean, they still do have like theoretically 48-inch movement, so like
Yeah.
there's still something to be said for that. But they're not doing all their fun tricks that they were.
Yeah.
I don't think they're dead, but like I don't think they're nearly as good.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not worth it now. But like I mean, 24 or 48-inch movement is still nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I don't think so
So.
either.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to see them played, but I think they're gonna struggle to find a place.
Yeah.
But maybe
They're
there
not
is
just
one
like the
still.
instantly like ooh, yep, obviously I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Underworld's Warband. So you know what happens every time? Is like we talk about these and we're like, oh, they don't really do anything interesting, and then you skip the one that does something interesting, kind of,
Mhm.
and then you look at every army list online and they don't run it anyway.
Yeah.
So in the comments, tell me if I missed anything. I didn't read this. Yeah,
That's fair.
there's just so
And
many
like,
profiles that aren't like much better.
yep.
Yeah, I'm not so very. I've never seen them. Endless
Yeah.
spells. So, Hessian Power Stones or Twin Stones. So basically, whenever you cast a spell near them, you put a charge counter on them, and then you can say that you want to use the charge counters with this next spell, and you add a casting value, or you add to the casting roll equal to the charge counters, and then dispel it. So, let's say you cast 4 spells, and then on the 5th spell, you want to unleash the energy of these orbs. You get +4 to your cast.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And so
That's another way you can help the guy on stilts cast his mark the second time.
yeah,
Somebody for
just get a
for
bunch
the
of
boom.
bonuses from this. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if I ever run this over like cogs,
I mean, yeah, fair.
which is the only problem I have with this spell because I think the effect's really cool.
Mhm.
And like it really forces that spell out. And I see a world where like you're just deep thinkering a lot or deep thinkers a lot. And then you're out of them, and then this is just like, oh, I have like a plus like huge to cast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't hate this. I'd be tempted to try this.
Can't remember if I have them or not.
I can't
I'll be
remember
honest.
either.
I have the
I know
boxes right
Andrew
here.
has them because he's used the shield with the lore seeker. This is like such a cool idea. So it's like an endless spell that you put, and it's like 3 pieces that make a circle around something.
Uh-huh.
And you cover a wizard in this, and like the base extends to the base of the endless spell, and they get +1 save. And I think they have some sort of ward. Oh yeah, they bounce back damage at the end of combat phase. So this endless spell is just like a huge barrier. It's a really cool concept.
It does not look like I own them.
Oh, okay.
I can't really tell because the box is like a little hidden on me, but
Yeah.
So.
You might
Anyway.
want to.
I might.
Because like these 2 are cool endless spells. And I
Yeah.
think the last one is just maybe a teensy bit too strong. And like every time, like clockwork, what's your best endless spell? It's the cheapest one. And it has nothing to do with points why it's the cheapest one.
That's
Anyway.
always funny.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they mess that up?
So this is casting value 8, range of 18. And only Lumineth Realm Lords can attempt to summon this. Yeah. The Sanctum probably doesn't have much play. I think you're right. So basically how this works is you plop it down somewhere, and at the start and the end of the movement phase, roll a dice for each unit within 6 inches on a 4-up, D3 mortal wounds to that unit, and subtract 1 from run and charge rolls from that unit. Or for units wholly within 6 inches of this endless spell. No effect on Lumineth Realm Lords.
You said holy within, but it is not holy. It is just within.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, units within.
Okay. Because if it was holy within, I'm like, eh. But yeah, no, just within. Yeah, we're talking.
So, you basically, the play pattern I'm noticing with this is like you drop it, like in the middle of some shit, and they all have like -1 to charge and run. And then you hit them twice on your turn because it's the beginning and the end of the movement phase.
Yeah, and they don't get to move out of it.
Yeah, so you're getting 3 bites at this apple until the movement phase. And what if like they can't move out of the range?
You're getting more.
Yeah. I just think the amount of
Does
damage
it
this
move,
thing can
too?
do, it does not move, no.
It does not move. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's 12-inch circle because 6 inches means 12-inch circle.
Yes.
So that seems pretty freaking cool. I want to run that. I need to get that.
I think it's very good.
Yeah, it seems it.
Yeah, I could see this going up in points, but I don't think it's very egregious right now. But I
Yeah,
think it's like I think you have to have a good reason not to run this right now. And if it's like you want to
yeah.
run something else, that's the good reason.
And so, like, instead of cogs, you're running this, right? I
Yeah.
think. Unless you want cogs for something specific. And maybe you
Yeah.
do, actually, just because you get to reroll, what, every cast?
Yeah, and maybe you
Like,
drop
okay.
a Valinor
You're in a
for
whole
the
army of...
normal guy, just so you can run this too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll get you the 40 points
Hmm.
back to slap this right in.
It's 18-inch range, you said?
Yes.
But if you're casting it with a guy in the Shrine Luminor, it's bigger
I believe you're right, yeah.
range, right?
Oh, no, so he gives
Oh, no, it's
guy...
command
Yeah. He can issue commands from the shrine.
commands. That's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
And
okay.
he
Totally
gives
right.
one wizard reroll casts within 24 inches of the ability, or the shrine.
Which is...
Pretty good.
Didn't it used to have to be
It used to have to be
him?
garrisoned, and it still does. Or the garrison is within 12, and then if you don't have a garrison, it's within 12, and if you do have a garrison, it's 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was always the person in the shrine could reroll the cast. But it does not look like that has
Once
to be the
per
case.
turn, you can
Maybe
trigger
that's
one
new.
casting, dispelling, unbinding for one friendly Lumineth Realm Lord's hero within 12 inches of this terrain feature. This terrain
Yeah,
feature has a Shrine Guardian, the range is 24.
yeah. I think for some reason, when I played it, I thought that it had to be the person in it got the reroll.
Maybe it was that, and I just didn't know.
I think I probably just misplayed because it sounds right
Yeah.
to me.
But yeah, like, and then the extra command is once per battle round instead of once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you only get 5 extra command points instead of 10, which is good.
Yeah.
Still a healthy amount.
Yep.
Yeah. Shrine's still good. One of the best terrain pieces out there. Top 4.
Oh yeah. And it looks great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the rune's going to see a lot of play too.
Thing's
Anyway,
cool.
those are our points. And our allies, again, our Daughters of Cain, Deepkin, Sylvaneth, and Stormcast. And I bet like some hammers opened up from Stormcast. And I bet like Tree Revenants probably aren't terrible in this army too. I bet there's
I
some
think there's
good
gonna be
allies
some
out there.
interesting things. Yeah, definitely that we didn't have before.
Yeah, I didn't really dive into that much, but maybe you
Sure,
can
yeah.
at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Overall, though, what are your thoughts?
I'm excited to play it. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
I don't think they did. They didn't do a ton different, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they super needed to. I think they cleaned up a lot of stuff.
I think there's gonna be just like the problem with Helen. That's just things are weird.
Yeah.
And like I feel like someone's gonna abuse the shit out of that somehow. But like other than that, but like maybe no one can find like a really cost efficient way to do it, so it won't happen. Won't be abusable. But I feel like it's gonna get FAQ'd either way.
I think Helen's gonna get FAQ'd at some point.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of discount that for now.
Yeah.
And like if they don't, then and something's degenerate, then well, that's their fault.
I could see the Rune of Petrification going up like 20 points. Maybe like 15.
It does seem good, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, it's definitely triple tapping at least, right?
Yeah.
And actually, it could be even more because they might not have a chance to.
Well, if you put it like right on top of a unit that moves like 4 inches, they can't get out.
Well, and also you could get a double turn,
Yeah.
and just it keeps going.
Yeah.
It just keeps ticking. Granted, it's only an average of D3 per turn, right? D3 mortal wounds
Yeah,
per turn.
of course, which isn't
Still, but it's like everybody in the radius, right?
Yeah, and then you
So, like-
combine that with like the Tech NATO.
Yeah, but I guess I guess the problem is it actually only does have an 18-inch range,
Yeah,
which is not huge. And did it affect it? It affected non-Lumineth, right?
correct. It won't affect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because then I guess you put it just like kind of in the middle, like right where they want to go,
Yeah.
like and just like clip their front guys, and then be like, all right, you guys either need to go around and not right at me, or it's like good zone of control. as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, a bunch of damage.
Yeah, and I think you can like teleport a wizard up there, and like speed of hit it first, and then throw the rune exactly where you need to be, and then run. Like hell.
Yeah, probably.
I do that shit with my Skaven all the time.
That's fun.
I have the Nahals to help, but like I just skitterleap the asshole into
Yep.
like their territory, and I launch the endless spell at them, and then run away. It feels
Yeah,
so
people have
petulant,
to.
but yeah,
People will have to be careful about the playing, and then like you randomly might just like kill foot wizards, right?
yeah.
Like there's the potential that you could just like
You do 6 damage twice. Or
Yeah,
5
you just,
damage.
like-
Yeah.
you just do 3 damage twice randomly, and they're just dead, just
Yep.
like out of nowhere. Like that's not like, and for 40 points, that's like worth trying, right? Like no, it's not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination,
Absolutely.
but like it could happen.
Yeah.
So Alex, we did this in like exactly 3 hours again, like we always seem to do.
Yeah.
That's just how these book reviews go.
Gonna be 3 hours. Yeah.
Yep.
Slaves of Darkness definitely will be. Even though we don't have everything, but we have a lot to talk about with that.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about there. Yeah,
I think Giants we could make it 2 hours.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think we can make that about like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Speed run that.
Yeah, so I think the plan is currently next stream, we're gonna do the Slaves to Darkness leaks because we're both way more excited about that.
Oh yeah.
And then the show after that, maybe we do a quick Friday one. We'll talk about it about Gargants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's gonna be it tonight. I got a lot of work done on Necropolis Soccer's.
Nice.
And you got your Stone Mage done? You did a little bit of that
Yeah.
bee?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Finished up this little bee over here too.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Look at that charming
Yep.
fellow.
Yeah, right. Looks so happy.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it today.
Yep.
We'll talk to you all next Wednesday. Yep.
Have a good one.
See you guys.